Hey guys, welcome to Approach the Nerd. I'm here with my boy Jett Groove, and we are doing our trash comics segment. There has never been a trashier effing comic, except for One Moment in Time, which is a sequel to this
Oh
masterpiece.
no, we might get into that too because
Yeah.
you can't do it. Like you got to talk about Civil
I
War
have it,
also.
so we
All
definitely
that
can,
matters.
talk about it. But yeah, today we are talking about One Moment in Time because I like having high blood pressure. So yeah, let's get this party started. But before we jump in, it is the last day of 2021. So we are ringing out with this bull crap, and I am so sorry. We are going out on a downward spiral.
Going out with a whimper.
I just wanted to say I'm sorry about that. And I have another announcement at the end of the stream, but we'll get to that later. So one more day. It is a Joe Quesada, Brian Michael Bendis, Mark Miller, Jeff Loeb, Tom Brute, fucking Michael Straczynski, Axel Alonso masterpiece.
And Satan. Crap. Satan was there.
I think, Mephisto was in it, so I'm pretty sure he had a hand in writing this crap. So, yes.
Yeah, clearly.
One more day. So, I'm going to let you just break down the plot like we normally do, and then we're just going to jump into what... I said plot. I'm sorry. I want you to break down what they tried to do, and then we will jump right into it.
The best part is this is super simple. Here's what happened. Somebody vomited. The end. If you are unfamiliar with One More Day, you lucky soul, or even One Moment in Time, or better yet, Civil War. You have to know what Civil War is. There's no way you can't know. But
2007 run of Amazing Spider-Man.
Man, how do you even start this? Because starting at One More Day, you're missing shit. So let me think. Okay, here's a rundown. Here's One More Day in a nutshell, like in 3 sentences. Then I'll tie back into where it came from, so you have some kind of context to this. If you never heard before, if you already know the story, just listen. It's a laugh because it is bad and it's terrible. So
horrible.
Oh man! All right, so yeah, we're gonna bring it down some. Yeah, cool. All right, so One More Day is when Aunt May got shot by Kingpin and Spider-Man got all sad and shit. So he decided to make a deal with the devil because for some reason, out of all his friends that have all the magic and science in the world, and in this case, I mean Reed Richards, I'm gonna say Tony Danza, Jesus Christ.
Tony Stark, Doctor Strange.
Tony Stark.
Hell, he even went to Doctor Doom.
Yes, Doctor Doom.
Everybody.
Everyone who can even clone Aunt May at the very least could clone her. Anybody give her biotics, symbiotics, anything, no one could do shit. So he's like, damn. But then Mephisto, the devil, Mephistopheles, Mephisto, he shows up. He's like, hey, like kind of like a crossroad demon in Supernatural. He kind of shows up and is like, you want to make a deal? But not like that entirely. He showed up as a little girl. More on that later. I'm lying. I'll tell you right now. It's like their future daughter. They don't get to have her. Sad story. All right. So
yeah, it's supposed to be Spider-Girl. Yeah.
So which doesn't matter because whatever. So move right along. Mephisto shows Peter his future self when he's like fat and lonely, and then when he's rich and lonely. Either way it goes, it's gonna be lonely forever. That's how the devil works. You can't have happy shit. So like they say, you're always gonna be a loser. Live with yourself. You're gonna lose shit. And actually, there's a moral in that. But Peter's like, no, because I'm entitled. So Mephisto says, I could bring back your Aunt May. He's like, yes, bring back my old ass aunt that was probably had like maybe 15 years left at most anyway.
She's literally 300 years old. She's 300 years old.
So Mephisto's like, cool. And Peter Parker was like really quick on it too. He said, oh, well, my soul? No, I want your marriage. Red flag. So instead of Peter being small, like, here's my marriage license, and then walking away from it, Peter goes, okay. And I forgot Mary Jane was here. Whatever. So Mary Jane whips something in Mephisto's ear. Mephisto gets all woo, and then he does his magic, and they wake up in their own separate beds without barely knowing each other, just a little bit. So Mephisto can enjoy that they're like sad and lonely. And then he wakes up and he's the Amazing Spider-Man, and he's lonely. He's single again, and having sex with Black Cat and all that shit. The end. So
let me just say this one moment in time. I'm gonna summarize this shit real quick, okay? This was written about 2010. It is a sequel to One More Day. And basically, the only thing this thing establishes is that Mary Jane has to tell Peter that he can find somebody better. That's a very intricate part of this. And then, of course, we learned that Mephisto did all of this because he had a vision that while he was basically ruling the earth, that Peter or his daughter, which we think is Mayday or Spider-Girl, who Mary Jane, quote unquote, was pregnant with, or they hinted towards in One More Day, was going to be his downfall. So because of that, he had to make that pact to make sure that he stays in power. So the devil, the effing devil, had to make a deal with Spider-Man so that the devil wouldn't fall. Think about the irony in that statement.
Now, here's the fun part. Now I'm going to summarize it, taking back the Civil War on forward. This is why it's hilarious. So, Tony Stark, take it back. Iron Man, Captain America are mad because they don't agree with each other. Captain America is like, I can't tell nobody nothing about me. And Iron Man was like, shut the hell up, I'm rich. So they got the weird shit going on. And then they're like, hey.
There's a little bit more to that, but that was funny.
So these heroes, everybody's like, oh my God, our dads are fighting, very progressive for the time. So like, our dads are fighting. And they're like, pick which daddy you like the most. The daddy or the dad? Which one? And everybody's like, just so you know, daddy is Tony because he got more money, and dad is just Roger.
Yeah, because, Tony was Daddy Warbucks.
Yeah.
and Captain was broke as hell.
So like, everybody
still getting shit done, I don't know.
like the movie, it only had like 9 motherfuckers in it. This actually had like the entire Marvel pantheon, X-Men and all. And everybody had to pick their side. Who are they going to go with? Who are they going to side with?
It was very vaxxer versus anti-vaxxer. If we're going to relate it to today. That is what's happening right now.
Code. So like throwing your vote.
What's happening?
Now we're worried about not talking about Spider-Man right now. Spider-Man was working for Tony. So Spider-Man was like, I work for you since you pay my checks. I give you 115%, like a hardworking simp that makes no money off you. So Peter goes out to public and is like, I'm actually Peter Parker. And like 98% of the world was like, who the hell is Peter Parker? But everybody was all like, oh, okay. Spider-Man, some white dude with brown hair. So like,
which actually they did in No Way Home. They actually took an element of this story and put it in No Way Home. Which
from that part. Yes.
Yeah.
So then Peter Parker's like, they fight and the war's over. Captain America dies. And that's the end of it. Kind of. Now, mention this. Spider-Man showed everybody his face, but then later on he was like, nah, man. Dad was right. Daddy just wants to buy me out. I agree with Dad. So Daddy is mad at Peter. Peter doesn't like that, but Daddy's mad at Peter. So anyway, then once the whole Civil War ended, everybody's going back to doing what they did anyway, fighting bad guys and cussing at each other and sometimes having sex and stuff. So Fisk is so mad at Peter, he's like, I'm gonna kill his auntie. And that's just what he tries to do. Well, I'm lying. He tries to kill
Mary Jane, and he pushes her down in the motel. It hits Aunt May because her 350-year-old ass can't move off the bed fast enough.
It's funny because I'm gonna say for this reason. I'm always gonna say he tried to kill Aunt May because who else are you aiming for, really? Who really couldn't move from that shot? A. B. You try to shoot somebody that can sense you coming. Like, he was there. Like, your assassin couldn't wait until he was out of the house or something. He couldn't reach. But whatever. Yep. We're all convenient on this shit. So try to shoot Mary Jane. The shot goes psych, and May gets shot through her stomach, which is survivable, by the way. You start through her stomach. She claps on the floor. Peter
not
goes,
when you're 350.
I guess not. So then,
and I love elderly people. Don't think that I don't. It's just that Aunt May. I mean, think about this. We've been dealing with almost 59 years of Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And Aunt May's been in almost every issue in some way, form, or fashion, either by mention or by presence, to the point where her storyline has devolved in ways that are just stupid, like her having a whole relationship with Doc Ock, which we got really creepy during Superior Spider-Man, but that's a whole other thing.
Aunt May and Alfred, they're never going anywhere. I don't care how old they get. So
I know if Alfred was in Marvel, I could see that.
So Aunt May gets shot. She's in the hospital, and Peter and Mary is like, "Who are we gonna do?" And Peter's like, "I'm gonna go talk to Tony." This is where One More Day comes in. So Peter runs off to Tony, tries to fight him. Somehow he loses this fight. It's weird, but Tony says, "Get the hell out of my house."
Makes no sense since he beats the hell out of Wolverine.
Don't worry.
That's fine.
Don't worry.
Suspended disbelief.
It gets worse. It gets so much worse. Okay, so all right. So Tony tells Peter, "Get the hell out of my house, boy." So Peter leaves, but before saying, "You need to pay for Aunt May's bills,"
Get the hell out of my house.
and a sign of good faith, put like $3 million on Aunt May's medical bills. Like, hey, make sure she survives. And they're like, "Huh, Tony did good." But then they're like, "I'm sorry, she got shot through the stomach and she's old as hell. She's alive right now, bro. I mean, she ain't gonna make it." And Peter like, "Anything y'all can do?" And they're like, "Gotta see it through, my boy." So Peter is not liking that shit. He is feeling like, "Oh, I think I'm a punk. I ain't playing that." So he goes to see Dr. Strange, like, "Hey, Doc, do me a solid because I'm awesome. I helped you fight. I'm pretty cool. And if you've seen the movie when I like trick you in your own mirror universe, it ain't come out yet, but it will. Check this out.
I use the power of geometry against you in one, so I'm gonna need you to."
It's kind of ridiculous, but regardless of the fact, so
that was a spoiler, by the way, for those of you who have not seen the Spider-Man movie. I just thought about that. Sorry about that.
So
our bad.
Okay, no, it's all good. It's all good. Just the hell with it. So, all right, here we go. So, I love this part. So so this is where when people keep saying like one more day is like
one more pile of crap. Oh, sorry.
No. They try to say one more shit is like No Way Home. This is where they're wrong because in one more day, he asked Strange to help him save his aunt. However, in one moment in time is when he asked Strange, make everybody forget. So No Way Home.
Except for MJ, he did not have MJ forget.
Yeah.
She was pissed about it. She's like, I remember everything.
We're gonna get to that. That's the fun conclusion. I love that part because it's so awful. So like, so all right. So Strange is like, "Here, you can talk to all the greatest people in the world that you know." Now, remind you, Strange opened up the doors so Peter Parker can talk to every smart, magical person he knows throughout the entire universe, slightly the multiverse. That means Peter Parker went to DC characters. He went to everyone and spoke to them. And everybody was like, "Damn, y'all got shot in the stomach? That's crazy, man. I had my head cut off once and that sucked. We can't save her though." So like, this happens to Peter over and over again. That's everybody basically saying, "Look, man, let your aunt die." So
like, let it go.
So this we come back to something earlier. He meets the devil. The devil says, "Hey, you can have it all or nothing, but you can't have it all because you suck." And Peter's like, "I want it all." And he's like, "All right, cool. Give me a marriage." And he's like, "All right, bet." And he drops a dime on that.
Well,
so he wakes up.
Peter didn't originally say it. He got MJ talked him into doing it.
Yeah. No, hold on. We're getting to that because that is clarified in one moment in time. So about 7 years later, when the next one came out, they were like, "We kind of messed up. Everybody's mad." But Quesada was like, "If I tell him what the fuck to do, I'm in charge." So he decided to exercise his authority on the comic and then retcon it to retcon the retcon. That's a retcon and make what he said make sense because it's staying. So what we learned is that what Mary Jane whispered in his ear was that Peter Parker won't agree to it unless I go with him on it. And that made Mephisto, I guess, horny for some reason. So he mentioned this dude named Eddie who worked with Electro because it's like, okay, we said what we said, but now Spider-Man and Mary Jane are actually getting married. Ta-da! So like, Peter Parker would make it to the wedding after his boring ass, bachelor party at Starbucks. And this is I'm not making that up. It really is a coffee shop. He had champagne, which would be kind of garbage. So like, all right, anyway, so the next morning, what was supposed to happen, he's supposed to be fighting Electro and his goons. He gets Electro, one of the goons can't get away. A cop arrests him, but like, I don't know, whatever. So he gets free because Mephisto's being a bird right now, and he does a lot of stuff. He's the devil. Who cares? So he says,
"You don't care."
Mephisto, this is the golden rule. Keep this in mind. Mephisto knows he can't touch anything to affect the timeline because if he does, it makes everything fall apart. Can't do that. So what Mephisto decides to do is magically will everything to happen while just being there. If you think about it too hard, it'll make your nose bleed, so don't do it. All right, so he sets Eddie free. Eddie gets out, gets ready to kill the cop and his wife. Very Batman origin. And then Spider-Man was like, "Stop reading comic books," and like try to stop him. But then like some reason, and hear me out, Eddie, this goon for Electro, an Electro goon. He doesn't even usually use goon, but a goon for Electro. Overweight guy, not very fast, not very smart. Picks up a cinder block, a whole cinder block. Picks that Joker up and clocks Spider-Man in the head with it. Now, I don't mean he just kind of, I don't mean he threw it. I don't mean he swung it. He literally, as you would think, he walks over to it in the middle of the street some kind of way, finds a cinder block, picks it up. Also on the rooftop, picks it up, walks over to him, raises it back, and hits him. And Peter Parker senses not a damn thing. He falls down. He's like, shit. So he retaliates, knocks him off the building. He's like, my bad. I'm going to save you, Mary Jane. Because he has, like, you know, his brain's all messed up. Tries to catch him on the way down and breaks his fall. Dude gets up and he's like, well, he did save my life, so I won't shoot him while he's down here. I'm going to kick him in the face. I just want to throw it there. I thought that was funny in the comment. He kicked him in the face. Like, ridiculous. So anyway, he runs off. Peter Parker wakes up the next day. He missed the wedding, whatever. So Mary Jane is like, if you're going to be a hero, you can't be my husband. Peter Parker's like, well, I got to be a hero, but I want to be your husband. Say, well, we got an impasse. Well, what about kids? She's like, what about kids, Peter? So then they go to the hospital, right? And they're like, well, your aunt's dying. Because that still happened. Fisk still had to hit out. So, like, I don't get it. Why couldn't he be like the spider bitch that killed Fisk? Like, I'm sorry. Spider-Verse now.
You are digressing, man. Keep going.
Sorry, whatever. So, okay. They're like trying to save her. Like, so she's flatlining. Peter Parker's like, I got spider scrump. So he goes in there with a spider scrump and was like, come back, Mary. Oh, sorry. Come back, Auntie May. And Aunt May didn't die. Her chest didn't crush in. She woke up miraculously. Like, oh, snap. So, of course, Kingpin is like, so he decides to send another hitman to go out there and kill Mary Jane personally. Fortunately, Mary Jane's aunt Anna was there. She just exists now. You're welcome. And he's like, I'm gonna kill Peter. And then Peter Parker was like, I'm here too. And they start fighting. And he realized the same guy he let go. Kind of like in the first Spider-Man movie. See what Sam Raimi did? Yeah, boy. Always comes back to haunt him. So so stupid. So like Peter's like, I could never find peace. Everyone knows on Spider-Man. You can just kill Kingpin. I mean, you actually do it later on in like the anyway. I'm digressing. So, he goes back to Strange. Is like, Strange, anybody forget that I was ever Spider-Man? And Strange is like, the hell are you crazy? Let me ask my friends first. So he like calls Reed and Tony is like, hey y'all, we're like the Illuminati here. What should we do? Should we let this motherfucker forget? And they're like, yeah, but we'll remember him because we're important. That's how money talks, you know what I'm saying? So they're like, all right, Peter, we developed this little dome you could be in and see everybody in the dome will remember. Everybody outside will forget. He's like, what about my Mary Jane? So he grabs her, she's like, no, stop. I want to forget this. And like he pulls her in. And of course, she is mad at him. She's like pissed, like, no, and I got to remember the fact we're gonna get married and all this other stuff, and I'm supposed to love you, and you can't do right because you have to be a hero. Look, go be single. We can be friends. About your horny adventures. I want to hear them. I will draw manga of it. Like everybody does.
I'm gonna write fan fiction about your life.
I'm gonna definitely write stuff about Black Cat. I might be in it sometimes. Yeah, I'm calling y'all out for the porn. I need to chill with that shit. Anyway, so Peter Parker's like, you're right. And now I'm free to be me, the amazing neighborhood-friendly Spider-Man. I'm paraphrasing. But yeah. So No Way Home is not exactly like that. No Way Home does the right thing by getting Peter, everybody forget, but making it noble.
Yeah, but we're not gonna spoil that movie for those that haven't seen it yet. So I'm gonna be quiet on No Way Home. We gotta be good. Okay. Thank you for that summary that you acted out so perfectly. I will say that this entire plot, this retcon by Quesada, which I personally believe was spawned by a wet dream that Quesada had, where he had a dream about Mary Jane and she laughed and said, is that it? And it kind of spawned this vendetta. So he was like, no, Spider-Man needs to be single. So let me talk about the hypocrisy of Quesada's choice to revamp Spider-Man. So he wanted a single Spider-Man that was going back to his roots, where he's poor. He doesn't have all the advanced powers, so he's going back to his old original web slingers. The man can't pay the rent. I mean, basically, Quesada wants Peter Parker to suffer because I guess it makes him feel better about himself. So he retcons everything. And then in interviews, you can find interviews where he's like, yeah, well, we didn't really think that him being married with a potential child, because Mary Jane more than likely was pregnant during One More Day. And that would take away from the character that we know as Peter Parker. He needs to be the relatable, kind of hard on his luck superhero that does everything correctly, or at least tries his best, and you're as a human being can relate to this person a lot, kind of like how people relate to Batman in DC. He's a man with no powers. Now, what's always funny to me about this relatable stuff, Spider-Man literally can lift 2 cars in each hand. That is not relatable. That is not relatable. Just because you can't pay the rent, that is not relatable.
Isn't his max out like 10 tons? I think he can pick up.
Yeah, I mean, if you really think about how OP technically Spider-Man has potential to be, if he just really sat down and thought about it. And the only reason I'm saying that is we've seen this run for Superior Spider-Man. We saw Doc Ock. We saw that he was a much better Spider-Man.
This Spider-Man assassin.
Yeah.
You know what I hate about characters like that? Okay, now we're getting to the Spider-Verse now. Now we're getting to the whole the Spider Ghetto, whatever the fuck. I can't remember what it's called anymore. It's been too long.
Spider Ghetto.
The Spider Ghetto, Spider. I can't remember. Look, the thing is, the Spider assassin Peter Parker, he worked with not Tony Stark, Jesus Christ, Logan, Wolverine to become like a top-notch assassin, which he does. And then they made one of the what were they called? The ones that killed and ate totems and stuff. Oh man, what were they?
Oh shit.
Inheritors. Yeah, had to think of that one. You made the Inheritors. One of the Inheritors, can't remember which one anymore. It's been on the comic. Killed him, and just to show how strong they were. And when it comes to storytelling, I hate that in storytelling, where they make it like one of the characters that you know should be damn near, if not impossible to be, like the Wolverine, Jesus Christ, like the werewolf Spider-Man, same thing, but they can't beat Peter.
Yeah, well, like I said, that was the thing that I didn't like about his interview. But then on top of that, he's like, well, we don't feel like Peter Parker is effective and relatable if he's married to Mary Jane. So he's like, I want to get rid of Mary Jane. But at the same time, he was like, I really want to bring Gwen Stacy back. And then at the same time, he created a whole ass new character named Carly Cooper. Carly's first name is named after Joe Quesada's damn daughter. Think about that.
Exactly.
So he retconned literally this entire, like everything that was happening in Amazing Spider-Man, pretty much as far as I'm concerned, the past 30 years of Spider-Man. And it's been around for like 59 years. Past 30 years of Spider-Man, he retconned because he had a wet dream about Mary Jane and she didn't want him. That's literally what that was about. This was all because he disliked Mary Jane Watson. And me being 45 years old, I know we grew up in an age where Gwen Stacy and Peter were the thing, and everybody was in their feelings when they killed Gwen Stacy off in the comics. They're like, oh my God, because if you look at the comic run, Peter always had a love triangle between Mary Jane Watson and Gwen Stacy. And he technically chose Gwen because they had a lot more in common. They're both science nerds, blah, blah, blah. But she also, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat for this. This is not me talking about Ghost Spider, or any of these people today in our continuity. Gwen Stacy back then was boring as shit. She was a boring ass character. The only thing that she had going for her that gave her a little bit of drama was her daddy didn't like Spider-Man. And she didn't realize Peter was Spider-Man. So they had that little crap going on. But outside of that, she was boring. She was like, it was literally like putting some milk in some toast and then try and paint and watch all of it congeal together. Slowly dry, out of your mind, bored. I never understood the novelty up behind this. And then you had this redhead that was walking around like this bombshell who was very interesting, and as a queer woman, I was more attracted to Mary Jane than I ever was to Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy was that typical white girl that they drew all the time. And you literally could pull her into any other comic and she would, I could see her as every other character in that comic. Boring as hell. Yeah. She is the Elizabeth Braddock before Psylocke, before the whole Revanche Quanon thing. Boring as hell. So but he was stuck on that because I guess that's what he, grew up watching. So when they killed off Gwen and then had this whole marriage in the 80s between Mary Jane and Peter, that man lost his mind. And so I guess he made it his life mission to get hired on Marvel and get into a position where he could do something about it. And I think that is so sad that you were like telling fans, you know what? F you. I don't care what you like. And I will tell you this, Carly Cooper did not last long because she was boring as shit too. Like, he just recreated Gwen. She was a side. I think she worked for CSI, I believe, if I'm correct, Noir, but she was.
I think so.
It was like a female Barry Allen. I was like, you got lost your damn mind. Like, this whole comic run was a piece of shit. I'm sorry.
They meant that shit.
They meant it. So, but this is something that I always thought was interesting when I was looking at some of the interviews. When you look at like Michael Straczynski, for instance, as Straczynski, he did not want his name on this comic because he disagreed with it.
Mm-hmm.
They had to convince him to put his name on it because he was so against what Quesada was doing. Because he even felt like, okay, we're taking a dump on the fans. We're taking this whole legacy of Spider-Man. We're taking a crap on it. There have been like so many content creators for, freelance writers, all that work with Marvel that said that Marvel does not like it when a superhero is in a serious relationship. And Quesada just took it a step further because he targeted Mary Jane because he's got something against her, which I already told you it was that dream. So, to me, the comic run that I hate the most, and you guys have known this because you've been on my channel for a while, I've hated One Last Day or One More Day. I've hated
One Last Day
in time. I hate. Well, I mean, it might as well be. Like, honestly, that should have been the last day we had Marvel Amazing Spider-Man prints because I mean, they took the dump they took on Spider-Man after that. Look at all of the stuff they wrote for him after that, and tell me
a lot of garbage.
Wow. He spent so much time there. He had there was a girl. I remember he woke up on the couch with a girl named Michelle. Now we have Michelle, like, or Joan Watson or whatever you want to call her, Watson Jones in MCU now. But they had a girl named Michelle. I remember this. And he woke up in bed with her shortly after.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. So they took Peter and they took him back to his hoe roots. Because that's what they wanted. They needed a frat boy. And a damn superhero costume. It was such a piece of.
Yeah.
No,
it was pretty terrible.
And I mean, and now what do we have? Like, it's been so convoluted. Like, I literally feel like this one, like, run by Quesada is a Spider-Verse. All of it is Spider-Verse. And okay, let's go back to One More Day. All right. Aunt May again is 350 years old.
Yeah, just about, yeah.
So he went to ask for help from Doc Ock. Is one of the people in the comics he went to ask for help for. Now remember, Doc Ock's like, oh, there's nothing I can do, right? But then Superior Spider-Man, he's like, I could be a good Spider-Man. I'm gonna take my consciousness and put it into Peter's broken ass body. It's like, but
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
You don't have technology to do that. Okay.
About that plot line, like, I'm not saying Doc Ock wasn't a good Peter Parker. I just hate it. It reminds me of when I watched Dragon Ball Z as a kid. It's probably when Goku
that's what it is.
And Ginyu swap bodies, and I was like, no, not Goku.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
I guess a part of me is still triggered by it, but he
no, that's a trauma. That is a true trauma. But I'm gonna tell you this: it's only traumatic if it's not true, because he was a better Peter Parker, and he was Doc Ock Peter Parker poor, or did he run his own damn company in Peter's damn body?
I mean, you know what though? He clearly was a superior Spider-Man.
He was. Remember he went on that date with Mary Jane. He was sitting at the table with Mary Jane, and she's like, "Shouldn't you be out patrolling the city?" He's like, "Why? I made these little nano spiders. They're just all over the city. They'll just."
That was actually dope. He's like, "Yeah, I invented something to do that for me. If something goes wrong,
he's like, why would I waste my web web slinging capability or my web shooters or anything? My energy, my time, my peace of mind, swinging around the damn city like an idiot."
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the episode of Boondocks with Stink Meaner, and he came back from hell and he took over Tom Dubois, and he was like pleasing the hell out of his wife and stuff because Tom was just kind of square, and Stink Meaner wasn't. I guess I don't know. It's like sometimes, man, you may need to give your body up to somebody else. I don't know, man.
I mean, like I said, Peter should have been. He saw his consciousness in his head, in his mind, in the background. He's like, no. Now I will say, when Peter was flirting with Aunt May, because again, it was Doc Ock. That was a little creepy, and I'm like, we don't need to do that. And I know New York doesn't have laws like that, so let's just move on. But
you know what though? You're still here in the 21st century. They're talking the 23rd century. They're a different time than you are. See what I'm saying? See,
look,
love is love. All right.
Aunt May has to be from Krakoa. I feel like Aunt May is the grandmother of Moira McTaggart, and maybe she has that damn reincarnation gene too, because Aunt May does not die. She multiplies.
You already know what happens on Krakoa stays Krakoa because
well, Aunt May, Aunt May's
Quicksilver,
on
Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, they have their own thing going on. So I mean, hey, if I can go through mud, I can go through the blood. That's so nasty. I'm not gonna say that again. That's terrible.
Disgusting.
I try to bring it up as a joke, and it just didn't feel right saying it out loud.
Guys, I try to reel him in before we start this, but I can't. We're both Sagittariuses. We just, actually, our birthdays are one day apart.
Yeah.
Like 10 years apart, but one day apart. So Sagittarius cannot rule in another Sagittarius. It just doesn't work.
It just, man. So in conclusion, this comic sucks ass. Like it's let's talk about why this comic
conclusion.
Let's talk about why. Sorry, getting comfortable here because I'm.
So number one for me, why it sucks is the writing is shit. It's just. I mean, I'm sorry. What writing? There's no reason. Rhyme for a reason or anything in regard to this damn comic.
One thing I will say, I don't hate the artwork. Honestly, it's drawn.
Well, nobody hates the artwork. Well, one moment in time sucks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's not good.
That artwork that sucks.
No, it's just kind of it's like somebody did Crown. But then again, one moment in time is crap because they just kept taking the old they took old panels from One More Day in Civil War and just pasted all over the damn place. And it was like,
they were having fun in Photoshop.
And then just changed the dialogue. Like, you lazy bastards. It took y'all this long. That is so cheap. Like, what did you... It's like the fucking Evangelion movie all over again. Anyway, it's not the point. The point is that you're right. The writing is absolute garbage. What is your favorite worst part of this comic? I'll go first. The fact that Peter Parker got hit by a damn cinder block. I just can't get past it. When I first read it, I was like, "Where the fuck are your spidey senses? You're already in an area of danger. This guy is not on your side. There's danger coming behind you. You didn't get the whole I sense danger. Like nothing. This overweight criminal with a pistol got the drop on you. How did that happen? And he was your enemy. He was who you were fighting against. He was your one-on-one. This regular, average-ass dude that you would meet on the street, just like buying a newspaper. Nothing, no powers, nothing special. And I know some of you who like this comic or some other garbage will say, like, well, maybe it was Mephisto pretending to be Eddie. Bullshit, because he could sense that evil. Like, I don't care.
That was Eddie.
Matter of fact, even if it was Mephisto, bad excuse, because Mephisto is evil incarnate. So why can't no, that's the one thing, that's the biggest thing to me that when I remember reading it in my youth, I was like, the fuck? Like, what is this?
Oh, I told you so I could jump up and down on it, so it's fine.
Oh my god, dude.
It's just absolute garbage. It's garbage.
But all the worst things in that series, that is my favorite worst thing. Because like, damn, Spider-Man. Like,
well, I'm gonna tell you something. This isn't the worst thing for me. It's one of the things that always cracks me up in terms of how pressing tragedies are in comics. Is that Mephisto's like, I don't want your soul, Peter. I want your marriage. I'll give you 24 hours. And I'm like, Aunt May's dying like right now. How is she hanging on with this bullet in her damn stomach? And you're giving me till tomorrow at midnight. Like, so you're going to sustain her life? I mean, I'm confused. I'm like,
what's as dumb as like, I want you. So Mephisto pulled a weeping angel by trying to take their potentiality of their future and feeding off of it, which makes absolutely no sense for Mephisto, because why would he need it? Does he need to eat? I mean, or you masturbate to this? I don't understand. But at the same time, it's like, let's look at this. Let's look at this realistically. Okay, you wanted their marriage. This could easily be handled by, like I said, this having marriage license. Here you go. It's like, what is this? My marriage. You didn't say how you wanted it. You just said that you wanted it. You're welcome. He'd have been mad. He'd have been stomping mad. He'd have been misoplick mad. Like it would have been funny as shit. That been a way better comic. But no, we can't write. We got sense. Sometimes writers have agendas, and they really mean to make those agendas work, despite what we like or dislike.
Well, so something else that I will say that I did not like about this comic is how easy it is to use magic. Because Peter, I don't know if you remember this. Remember when nobody was helping him? He's like, well, I'm just going to go back in time. He casts a spell. I was like, how? That's not one of your skill sets. He just uses a spell to go back in time and then F's himself up in the process. But it's like, I guess with Doctor Strange is concerned, anybody is a magic user if the moment is right. You know.
I will say it like this. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. When your characters are too convenient, like everything just happens, you're writing a children's cartoon. Now this is meant for this is like Caillou now or something like, oh, Caillou needs to find soap to take a bath. Caillou found soap just sitting on the couch, right where he was sitting. Isn't that fortunate? It is, because it's a cartoon for children. We don't need a heavy narrative. We don't need things to be deep or anything. We need to insult the reader by telling them that things just happened because I said so.
That's the Fixated way.
I can't get past. I hate that in writing. I hate it so much. Like, don't pander to me. Don't do that. Don't insult me as a reader. I can figure this out on my own. Don't do this.
Well, they made Peter Parker dumb as hell because the little girl that kept trying to talk to him looked just like Mary Jane.
I'm so glad you said that, because that's a big pet peeve of mine. And I think the thing that made me, I was going to say next, what part about the comic made you the angriest? With me is a character assassination. I hate, this is about to go a little rant here. Sorry guys, a little tangent. I hate when, I don't hate retcons. Before I start this, some retcons are pretty cool. Mortal Kombat retcons everything all the damn time. We know that. Doctor Who retcon a lot of shit up until recently. I'm gonna get that in a second. It's gonna be another point of mine. I don't mind retcons as a whole. Even Star Trek retcon shit. Star Wars retcon a lot of shit they shouldn't have retcon. Calling, it's always been this way. No, the fuck it wasn't. But whatever. But what you don't retcon is characters, because a story in itself is not a story without the characters. It's the characters that enact on the journey. If the journey itself is the whole focal point, the story is garbage. It doesn't make any good sense. If that's the case, if you're just telling a story for the background, you're gossiping.
Yeah.
You can tell me that on your own. When you're writing a narrative, a story of any kind, you have characters that are involved, never met before. It is the characters that are important. When you change the character fundamentally, and that's why I said back to Doctor Who in a second. I have him to Dr. Jesus now. When you fundamentally change the character, people don't connect anymore because they remember the environment can change. Like Red Dwarf is a good example of how to retcon stuff and be silly without breaking it. Because Lister and Rimmer, those two, hologram and all. If you've never seen Red Dwarf, it's a British sci-fi parody. It's funny. But anyway, the story constantly changes. They go through time, they go through different dimensions, whatever else. But the two characters are who they are. They don't change. So the story is consistent, even when there's no consistent story. When they made Spider-Man, who is now an adult, like, I understand he got all mad about Ben and Gwen Stacy. He was like 16 years old. That's fair. He's a teenager. He's like in his mid to late 20s. Why in the hell would you make this? Why would you make him regress to being this angry, angsty, spider-punk type teenager character? Yeah, I threw in that reference. Teenager character in order to just whine and complain like some Angelica Pickles like rep on till you get your way. Why would you do this to him? Like, that's the biggest thing that pissed me off. You took Peter Parker's character, working with the Avengers, working with the X-Men, doing the Secret Wars, being one of the Defenders, all this growth, all this fighting, all the connections he made, fighting Sandman, the Venom, the Lion, the Scorpion, everyone, Electro, who cares? And you took him back to where he was, and he was still mad that Flash was putting his lockers.
But I mean, to be fair, they've been doing this. They have been doing this with Secret Wars. They did this. You really think about it, back in the Sinister War story arc when they introduced Gabriel and what was her name, Sarah Stacy, having like basically Gwen Stacy was fooling around on you, Peter, with Norman because that's attractive, and gave birth to twins. And the reason that he really killed her is because he didn't want her to tell anybody. Like I was. You open that comic and you're like, for fuck? Like, what is happening?
That had to be the funniest part about the entire thing. After one moment in time, they brought Osborn back to life and shit. He's actually a clone. He's not the real Osborn.
Well, the real Norman had actually sold his soul to him anyway, so he was going to hell anyway.
Yeah. But they brought him back to show off, and it's like, oh, he's back to life. No, we lied. He isn't. It's kind of like when they had Aunt May. Act like she knew who Peter Parker was, but it wasn't really Aunt May. It was an actor that wasn't hired.
They were trying that the Iron Man, legacy of Mandarin. I'm the real Mandarin. Oh, I will tell you guys, as a whole ass mixed person, when everybody was getting their feelings about Mandarin being white, I laughed because now in Shang-Chi he's completely Chinese. So do your research, people. In the comics, he's Eurasian. He was half white and half Asian. I'm like, so if they combined Tony Leung and this actor together, just put them together. Guess what?
Here's the best thing about it, though. He can be Eurasian and look full Asian.
Yeah.
That's the
but
best
the
part
problem. The problem that and basically one of the things I was going to announce is I've started a separate YouTube channel for my mixed content. Is going to be called Mixed by Genetics. I just started it. I'm going to put all my mixed content videos over there. This is going to be a strictly nerd channel, and I'm going to put that over there. But so every so often, I will throw in something. And when we talked about Shang-Chi, traditionally in the comics, even though they try and retcon it, his mama was white. His father was, a very bad person. We're not going to talk about who his daddy is because he's problematic, but it was not Mandarin. And I just think it's interesting that, again, when you have a mixed character, even in the damn comics, and then you translate it over to TV, cartoons, big screen, it's like you just decide to pull out half of who they are. And what gets to me as a comic book fan first is that you will have people on these forums that are literally ready to fight you to the damn death, and they don't know shit about what they're talking about. I'm like, Mandarin was never fully Asian, period.
Well,
he was not. Neither was Shang-Chi. So it's a thing. It is a thing.
It's that cancel culture. Well, I say cancel culture, but it's cancel culture. The people who do the cancels on Twitter. Twitter is like overswelmed like 14-year-olds. So, like, of course, they don't know anything. They didn't grow up with the comics. They don't know what the hell. They watch one Sam Raimi movie and think they know the entire verse. And then they go on talking about, this is problematic.
I watched Spider-Man in the 1998.
Yeah, like, if anything, they know it all. And it's like, do you have any idea how expansive this comic series is? Do you know all the problems it has and the problems it doesn't have? Do you have any idea how far this spans? Have you read any of the crossovers? Do you know what you're talking about? No, they don't know. They're like, I know what that right now.
Miles Morales right now. I like somebody brought to my attention that there's literally a controversy over his hair because they had his hair, a certain texture in the first movie, and now it's a little bit, I think it was 4A, 4B type curl pattern. I'm a curly girl. You don't know it, but I am. And then I think they went to maybe like 3C type 3C hair, maybe, or a little bit.
Yeah, something like that. They made his hair a little bit.
So this is what I'm going to say to this, okay, guys? I'm going to say this. First of all, that is an artist problem. You need to blame the artist in general for continuity. But this is a whole ass Afro-Latino. I mean, his hair could do absolutely anything. He is mixed. He is not the first Black Spider-Man. He is the first Afro-Latino Spider-Man. Please, people, understand.
And she is
Puerto Rican and African. They are two separate. I mean, they may have some African genes because, of course, Puerto Rico, of course, has African genes in it. But at the end of the effing day, he is African and Puerto Rican. You cannot take the Puerto Rican out just because you want to. That is not how that effing works. So get over it. What the hell? About the stupidest shit. I swear to God.
To be for real, we should be more so questioning how the hell did he marry Spider-Gwen from 2 different universes. But I digress.
Well, Ghost Spider, all that stuff. I mean, his original girlfriend from the comics has not made an appearance yet, as far as I'm concerned. No, it hasn't actually.
But Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales, spoiler alert, do have kids. They have 2 kids together, and they get married.
Well, this is what I think about marrying and having kids in comic book universes. The JJs are just public forums, so everybody just kind of swaps them around like that at a bus stop. I don't know what it works
like that in real life,
but that is how it is in comic book land. Take X-Men case in point. How many people slept with each other in X-Men? You think you're watching the Young and Damn Restless? I don't want to hear that. People are like, oh my God, no, this is how it's been.
Oh my God, yeah.
So if you look at old school, I'm talking X-Men,
everybody but Professor X
outfits, running around in freaking leotards and like bikinis and stuff. Come on. They were doing their own Playboy, their own Sports Illustrated, like way before everybody started talking about that. Emma Frost
was grabbing dicks left and right. Emma Frost was like, dick.
Seriously.
Dick.
Don't get me started on Black Widow.
She wasn't. She wasn't an
list.
X-Men though. She wasn't
She's
X-Men though. She was a
she was like,
horse
"What
spy.
Avenger have I not slept with yet? Let me see." But no, I
said something really mean. I should have said that.
Don't say mean things.
No, I said, it wasn't mean. It was just the word I used. Like, oh, she's a horse spy. But I mean,
well, no, that's what when people are like, "Why don't you like Black Widow in MCU?" I'm like, because it's not Black Widow. I'm like,
it's not. They gave her way too much agency. But then again, they wanted to bring a female character into the Avengers that wouldn't bleed any other like work. I guess I don't know.
And I could have given them a list of people they could have brought in that are Avengers.
Let me take that back. I'm speaking too fast. I don't know what they were thinking because you do have so many other characters that were Avengers, and since the story is not consistent with the actual continuity of the 616 storyline anyway, it doesn't really matter who you bring into it. You could have, you could have made She-Hulk an Avenger. It wouldn't have mattered in the end. Like it really wouldn't have made a damn difference. Yeah. Like you could have introduced Black Widow to be there just because you wanted to, but there are so many other Avengers, even spy operatives that are female within the Avengers. You could have made damn, I don't know, what's her name? You could make Betsy, not Betsy Braddock, but Betsy, the one that Peter Parker was cool with in college and shit. You could have made her an Avenger if you wanted to.
Well, he also was with Wildcat, because remember Wildcat, Patsy was with.
Hell, you could have made Black Cat an Avenger. You felt like it, and no one would have questioned it. We would have questioned like, what the hell are they doing? But you could have done it.
There were so many characters that were back then that they could introduce. They just wanted to have somebody they can put in a black skin freaking suit. I mean, honestly, they could have introduced Scarlett Johansson as Yelena, and it wouldn't have made a difference.
Oh my God, they could have Angelina playing Laura Croft and made her an Avenger. Like, oh, Laura Croft's in
the only reason I'm saying that is if you think about all of the stories they retcon in the MCU, like how they don't make family members anymore, like people that have like mentors are not mentors, things like that. And we talk about that a lot on this channel, how the MCU is its own universe, but what always kills me is they'll put the people that were most important to these characters right in like their frame of sight, and they act like they don't even know each other. And it's like, wow. I mean, something like that happened in Hawkeye, and I did talk about that in Hawkeye. So,
every time,
it's just what happens. It's just what happens. So we're used to it. So when people are like, "Well, comic books and people sleeping with them having children," I mean, if that's all they do, be happy because comic like these writers, I don't know what happens. They get bored. They get a fly up their butt, and they're like, "We need to do something new." So let's just do something. Let's gender bend this, and let's let's put them on a new earth.
It's because a lot of comic book writers are men anyway. And in the real world, like everybody's real world, coochie is harder to get.
So they have to write stories about it.
So when they write the stories, it's like, nah, coochie's easy. Dick costs money. It's like, that is not true. So they create characters.
How that works.
They'll create characters that wear skin tight suits and leotards and thongs and shit and be like, she's wearing it because she likes it. It's like what? Why would she even wear this? I don't understand what's going on. But then again, when you read comic books, especially as a young man, you're a teenager. So just like, you're like, she's hot. You don't really think about it. You don't care. Why would you care? Why would you care? All right, one more question though, before we get to I see Hito's comment right there.
I just thought this was fun. I just wanted to say something about this really quick before you do that. All I'm expecting to hear from Maria in this stream are nonstop bleep noises. Are they happening in my head? I told you guys, whenever you see me have tea, because I'm allergic to alcohol, it's to calm my blood pressure down, because one more day is the storyline I hate more than any other, and there are a lot of them that I hate, but like all of the other ones, because it was done by a toddler who had a wet dream. So I don't understand, and I am not in the minority, because a lot of people understand that this is a convoluted piece of crap. And you did not modernize Spider-Man. You did not make Spider-Man into this new thing that everybody can relate to now. No, all you did was make yourself happy because you couldn't get MJ if you fucking tried. And I don't know. I think he made a comment around on one of the panels or Comic Cons he went to, where it was like, it was just so unbelievable that Peter Parker would end up with a girl like Mary Jane. I'm like, so I would love to see your wife. I want to see what you tell your wife when you go home. It's like, it's so unbelievable that, Peter would end up with somebody as hot as Mary Jane, which means my wife is not attractive. That's basically what you could take from what he just said. Mm-hmm. Because Joe Quesada is not all that. So I'm just saying. So, like I said, this is what happens when you are a childhood comic book fan and you get in a position of power to go on retcon shit. And that's what he did. He left. He is one of the people that got to live out his best fantasy. Unfortunately, it was at the expense of all of us fans. And that is probably the overall reason why I hate One More Day so damn much. Because it was intentional and in a way kind of vindictive on his part. Because he wasn't thinking about us. He was just thinking about what he didn't like. Yeah. And that's what I hate the most. All right, go ahead.
Sounds like Chris Chibnall. Anyway, so I'm going to say this. 2 questions. First question, what was out of this entire, and I'm going to say from Civil War to One Moment in Time. I'm taking all of them, even when he talks to the one above all the whole thing.
The whole
ride. What was, so much to ask. What was, oh shit. What was the most, like, I don't believe this shit, retcon out of that entire thing for you? Honestly, what was it? Like, what was the one thing you read and you were just like, I don't even believe.
Well, for
like
me,
it almost made you give up being in the comics when you read it.
Are we talking all the way down to One Moment in Time?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is that they basically had Mary Jane say, I'm sorry that I can't love you. You deserve somebody that can understand and love you. It basically took a shit on their entire relationship. This is the woman who literally had a baby stolen, which they never came back, by the way. They never came back to that storyline. Remember, she was pregnant when they had the clones. They had been, all the clones, and she went into labor, and then they took the baby, and they told her the baby had died. And so she went through grieving this baby that she didn't realize was still alive, but they never revisited that storyline, at least that I've seen.
No, so they didn't. No, I don't think they did. No.
She was kidnapped by one of her deranged fans, remember? And they made it seem like she died on a plane. And so she was being held in the basement.
Yeah.
This woman has been through some shit. Some shit. Something. And it's like, it doesn't matter because Mary Jane. And I don't like her. So it's like, for this whole One Moment in Time speech where they actually made her, she even insinuated that she cheated in a way. She kind of made it seem like she cheated.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that didn't effing happen. I mean, they made this girl into shit. And I mean, it's not fair because, I mean, it's all of this was driven by one man's dislike of a damn inanimate character. Is a character that doesn't even effing exist in real life. You drove to this point where you had to recreate this whole universe. And honestly, until Superior Spider-Man, I just felt like the whole damn run was shit. I'm gonna be real with you. It was just nothing but shit. And I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man was the very first comic book I've ever read in my life. I was 5 years old when I got my first comic, and it was Spider-Man. In German, because I was on a German base. Hey. So, just saying.
She read and understood it, y'all.
I did at the time. I don't remember German anymore because, I mean, my parents aren't German. But, at the time I do. At the time, look, I had it down when I was 5. Not anymore. Yeah, but now, it's so hard for me. It's so hard. And like you said, characters not acting like themselves,
They're not.
It's like they do these like crazy supernatural things, spectacular things. But then when it comes down to Aunt May dying, they're like, well, we can't do nothing. I'm like, okay.
Maybe she wants to die and rejoin her husband. Why would you not let her go? I don't understand this. She doesn't have long anyway. She's an old woman.
She's 350 years old. She'll just reincarnate. Oh, Lord. Lord,
I think
you want me to pray. I'm like, please don't give me some more shit like this.
Oh man, oh man, because for me, I mentioned when he get hit in the head of the brick, that really messed up.
Well, said maybe it was a symbiote. I think.
Yeah, I mean, being a symbiote makes sense to me, honestly, at this point. But the part where I read and I was just like, what? What is this? I think when I'm gonna be honest with you, the part that made me go like, huh? I didn't get it, and it just didn't make sense to me. It doesn't to this day. When he said, "I want your marriage," that made absolutely no sense. When I saw that in print, I want your marriage. Every bit of me on the comic was just like, I don't even care anymore.
No, you were sitting in your couch. You're like, consider.
No, I wasn't on my couch. I actually didn't know back in the day I was supposed to do this shit, but I was a kid that be in the comic book store and be reading it behind the thing, whatever. So I didn't have to pay for it. I was that kid. So I was reading it.
Well, we were both in Memphis, so it's probably comics and collectibles. And I did the same damn thing. I get you.
Yeah.
That's before here in Memphis, a comic. We only had a couple, but yeah, comics and collectibles was the big one.
Yeah, no, actually, I think it was. So like,
I know it was. They got all their shit first. Like everybody, like Comic Barn, all those people, they didn't get their stuff on time, so it was definitely them.
I say kid, I was like in college. No, yeah, I was in college at the time.
It was 2007 when that run hit.
I was in college. Yeah, I say kid. I mean, I was younger.
You're still a kid. It's fine.
All right, sure. I'll take that. Yes, you're right.
No, like I agree with everything you're saying. Like I said, it's so hard. This story was like a fanfic. That is it's a fanfic that nobody needed. We didn't need this. We did. Honestly, Civil War was annoying as hell to me because people are like, I'm gonna take my mask off and show my face. Yeah, because that's smart.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Nobody will ever target your family. I mean, not your enemies or anybody that you've ticked off in the past years that you've been a superhero. No, nobody will ever come to hurt you or feel like get back at you for putting them in jail or killing their friend or blah, 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 blah. Yeah, let everybody know where you, as a matter of fact, give them your social security number, your address, your cell phone number, give them all that because you're stupid. And maybe by taking your mask off, you're really saying that I don't deserve to be in this world because I am not intelligent and I want to make room for those who are. That is what Civil War was for me. So
it was Civil War to me. I don't know if they even meant to do this or not, but this is what I got from that overall narrative. It was the difference between when rich people make decisions and when poor people make decisions. A rich person will tell you straight up, just everything, whatever else, but you're rich. You can afford security. You can afford protection. You can afford a safety net if things fall bad. Motherfucker, I'm broke. I can't afford things you afford. So when you when you expose yourself from the street, either you go to jail, you can buy you out of prison. Nobody's gonna keep you anyway. And if you do go to jail, you're gonna go to a white collar prison. It's not gonna be bad for you. It's like a vacation.
It's like literally I am not inside your damn jail prison cell. It's where Martha Stewart went.
Like I'm not getting to Martha Stewart jail. I am getting what I'm getting bum cokehead that stole from the garbage. Stole from the 7-Eleven jail.
Yeah, you're going to Shawshank Redemption jail.
Yeah, I'm going to Rikers. I'm not gonna have a good time like you are.
Yep.
It's gonna be a battle for me every day, a constant fight. So like when that narrative came out, it was like, what you really trying to tell me is that the argument is, should you follow the rich guy that believes in rich helping you out, or should you follow this stuff, the popular guy that's like, use your popularity and fame and keep it to yourself? But that doesn't really apply to anyone reading your comic unless they're rich and or popular or both. The regular, famous people don't have a lot of time to just read garbage like we do. Like they just don't. When you find comics and fans narratives that escape the world you're in. What are they really escaping outside the depression? Like for us, it's more so we're escaping not having food every day. I guess every school problems, family issues, whatever else. We need a reason to get out of the world we're in. So why would you put in a narrative that we cannot relate to and then force us to relate and then expect us to be like, that was a good story. It wasn't a good story. And do you put in I want your marriage? What do you think marriage is? A food? What are you, Goku? You can't I want your marriage.
That's what my marriage is. It's absolutely edible.
It's dumb. You try to put That's so stupid. If you try to put in the idea no, he wants the potential for the future. Then say, I want your future. Don't say, I want your marriage. That's specific.
Just be honest. You're the damn devil. I had a dream that you and your kids gonna F me up, and I don't want that, so I want your shiz to end.
No, it's funny. We did the same kind of thing with fucking Prince and the Frog. Shake a poor beggar's hand to make your life better. Why'd you even give me the option to know the better alternatives? They aren't even better alternatives. He didn't even
let me ask you. I got 2 questions for you, Groove. So something just popped into my head that actually makes this even more stupid. So when Mephisto said that he didn't know if it was Spider-Man or his future daughter that took him out, so you took his marriage, but you still allowed Peter to be Spider-Man. Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about that.
It just hit me. I was like, that explanation makes zero effing sense.
I never thought about that.
Yep. Yeah, the whole premise
Oh
should have
my
been,
God.
I don't want you to be married and I don't want you to be Spider-Man because I don't need a Spider-Man taking me out. And what's interesting
you
is
let him be Spider-Man. You could kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. I want, if you kill Peter, there's no baby.
What even? Like, it's now comes back to the question: can Mephisto just not do anything outside of will things?
I feel like Satan and Marvel. Well, I mean, you know what? He probably can. That's why we don't see him in the MCU.
Let's be real. We don't see him in MCU. The same we don't see a lot of characters in MCU. Writers suck at, like, I don't know if Mephisto's omnipotent. I don't think he is. But
I mean, he's Satan. He's actually the literal definition of Satan.
But even Satan isn't omnipotent. So, like, I don't know. It's like, I think they have a hard time designing characters that are just beyond powerful. Like, because I mean, like, let's be realistic. There's a difference between being all powerful and being omnipotent.
Yeah, but he's the ultimate form of evil. So you would think that he would do a little bit better than Thanos.
You would figure. You would assume.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I feel like every villain at this point, even the Dot, is better than.
But I mean, Thanos just a demigod. Mephisto is really something about me. It's like, because Mephisto, they get just outside of the entire universe, so kind of like the Watchers and all that shit. My thing is like, I don't know, Mephisto's not omnipotent, and omnipotence is a whole different. Like, the one above all is omnipotent. That's a big difference in power. But I mean, like, I don't know, when they play with stuff like that, I think writers have a hard time putting characters that strong to the narrative, because it is really hard to conceptualize something that strong. And I think they don't know how to do. They want to give the character a true arc and a story time. And like, you don't need to give Mephisto a true arc and a story time. Mephisto could just be
he's a damn devil. He has his own. You already know his story if you read the Bible. I don't know. Like I said, it's
exactly. Yeah, right.
It's the thing. Okay, let's answer some of these questions. Spider-Man's entire ideology about his ID is that he keeps that mask on in order to protect the people he loves. Him revealing his identity. You basically just ask the villains to pull up on your loved ones. Exactly. Plus, think about it from this perspective too. Peter Parker has to make rent. Like, you just told everybody Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So if you are renting from somebody who loves J.J. Jameson, who talks shit about Spider-Man, you just got evicted. Like, you're evicted now. You can't get a job. You can't do anything. Nobody's gonna hire you.
This is why Spider-Man being an assassin for the government made the most sense. He has all the abilities to be the perfect assassin. Why wouldn't he be one? Like, it's just the weirdest thing in the world to me. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Did you both like Dr. Octopus's version of One More Day? I thought the resolution was as formulaic and lacked depth overall, but I feel that Doc Ock wasn't really Doc Ock without his original power. Doc Ock is a very hard character for them, I think, to do something with. It's why he comes back in like a lot of different ways. They're like, well, he's smart, but he's troubled, can be crazy due to his childhood. He can only really fight Spider-Man so much. You got to give other people, time to beat Peter down, or Peter beating them down. So when he's not in that limelight, and obviously he's no longer, tethered to Aunt May, which is still creepy as shit to me, by the way, even all these years later, still creepy to me. What do you do with this character? So, in answer to this specific question, I think most of the things they do for him is straight off comic formula, because they don't know what to do with him. The most interesting storyline for me, honestly, besides him helping out in Spider-Verse later, is him being Superior Spider-Man.
Yep.
And that's the truth. I mean, I feel like that I would have loved to have seen that in No Way Home and been like, hey, Peter, nobody knows who you are. Mind jump.
They say, but I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. They kind of did that by making him so friendly, but I don't want to spoil too much.
But think about the irony of that, though. Think about him saying, I'm gonna fix your life. I'm gonna take honestly, just sit back and relax.
If they did that, they would only appease about 10% of us. Everybody else would be pissed off.
Oh, well, you know what? We have learned that everybody's going to be pissed off about everything. So at this point, if people aren't mad about something, then they have nothing to do but think about their own lives. And that's also the reality. True. Yeah. That's the reality. Like, as much as I hate this Groove, am I going to go, when we leave this stream, am I going to go think about this all day?
No, you better not. That'd be terrible.
No, I got other stuff to do. Superior Spider-Man was too good looking for Doc Ock. Well, it's because I'm gonna be real with you, okay? Peter Parker did not seem to have the best hygiene in the comics. Like, he barely showered, he barely shaved. I mean, I don't even know if he cleaned his damn teeth. But when Doc Ock jumped in there, that man was rolling. He had nice clothes because he was the CEO of a company at this point. You know,
he took care of himself.
He took care of himself, and Doc was like, "I didn't look that good before, and now I got this bump. Look at this, I'm built. You know, I got my 6-pack. I got all my hair. Oh, no, we gonna use this."
I will say it like this: in the end, Doc Ock did give the mind back to Peter Parker. So I guess what you're saying is right, but honestly, Dr. Octavius was the best that could happen to Peter Parker. Like, I'll be honest with you, when he was there,
after effects of his life were a lot better after he
thanks to him being Spider-Man, they were able to open the multiverse and save it. So I mean, like.
They were able to do it. Look, he was talking people down. Like, remember when Harry came back and he was trying to convince him not to go back into crime? And he was like, "You're my best friend." I'm like, and in his mind, he's like, "You ain't my damn friend." I only know you, fool. Comics are crazy. Yeah, they are. They're little mini soap operas with superheroes.
I mean, shit. Sorry, I choked on my drink for a second. There's an entire manga verse where Peter Parker and Mary Jane are both ninjas from a spider clan. That's not even made up. And
think about
Mary Jane and Spider-Man uses the katana and everything. It's kind of cool.
That's actually very cool. I prefer him to be a samurai, but yeah, that'll be.
Matter of fact, have you read it?
I haven't seen. I did see the one where who was it? Was it Firestorm? No, there was somebody that Mary Jane was in a lesbian relationship with, and she had spider powers, and an other person. I don't know. It wasn't Jessica Drew. I don't know who it was. I have to go back and find that.
If it's not Jessica Drew, it's probably what's her name? The other one, the other Spider Woman, the one that the black outfit. I can't think.
Silk.
Is this Silk?
Well,
it might have been Silk.
Yeah, no, this was pre-Silk. This person was an Asian. I have to figure out who it is. But okay. Yeah, they were in this relationship, and then like something happens, and I think either Mary Jane or the person she was with got killed. That was on one Earth, and then I'm thinking that Mary Jane got sucked into the Spider-Verse as a Spider Woman, and then. But then there's another one. If you look at Spider-Gwen, I mean, her band's called the Mary Janes. I'm like, they're just. It's all over the place.
I would say this: I actually do have the manga where Spider-Man is a ninja, and they have the X-Men, and they're all different. And Wolverine has a samurai sword. And
I need to read that. I have the Japanese Batman run though somewhere on my.
Oh, you have that?
I
do have the actual manga. It's in my closet somewhere.
Yeah, I have that, and then of course I have the Japanese Spider-Man Sentai.
My favorite part of it was when Storm is fighting in the manga. Storm, she's still black, which is cool. It's manga, but she's still black. I love the fact they didn't change that. I can't remember. She's fighting.
They can't not make Storm black. What the hell?
I'm have to reread it now because I can barely remember most of it. But like, I read it so long ago. But like, this is character I think they made like not Firestorm, but they made it one of the extras. I think it was like maybe Firestarter. I can't think. Made him female, and he's like on fire and stuff. And then she makes the rain come down, and then like he's all like she's like out of the fire. And Storm is like, oh. Okay, and then knocks him out. It's kind of funny. Like it's interesting.
Okay, you know, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was looking at the Ninja Clan. They're the Spider Clan. I have seen this. So this is actually Earth 2301. And looking at this now, I do remember that, you know, when Peter was out trying to train, his uncle gets killed by Venom. Yeah. And then it curtails him like a lot of stuff.
Is it in Japanese like manga style animation artwork? It should be, yeah.
I think I saw this at one of the conventions we were at, but this is I didn't realize how long ago this was. So that's 2002.
It's
Marvel Mangaverse. So if you want to check it out, guys, it is Marvel Mangaverse. If you can find it, Spider-Man issue 1.
Yeah, I have it in my closet. If I can, I will grab the thing real quick to go find it real fast. I can go. It's somewhere in my closet. But yeah, no, it's
So this was created by Ben Dunn and Tomi Atsuka, which makes sense.
Yeah, matter of fact, here you can.
That is cool.
People for a second. So I can show people what it looks like before they have to go Google it. Hold on a second.
All right, so it's scary to know that Maria hasn't reached her final form yet. I never will. I got too many forms, too many final forms. But yeah, I realized that Angry Grandma has not come out as much. It's because I made the conscious choice to not explode. Like I didn't want to explode during this stream. It's New Year's Eve. I need to be calm. Even though the content that I'm talking about is trash, I need to just be calm about it and take it in stride and understand that Caseta just wrote a real shit story. And unfortunately, it was all personal. It really was just a fanfic and a love letter to himself. So, it is what it is. I'm still waiting for Jubilee Shogo to grow up a couple of months. Yeah, I wish time moved faster in comic world, but it does not. I don't like Scarlett Johansson. I don't feel like she acts for Black Widow at all. Yeah, especially since she can't do a Russian accent, apparently. Hold on. I think I hate when writers undo meaningful storylines and the development that follows. They did this with Juggernaut so many times. He had some great redemption stories, only to revert him back to being an ill-willed villain. What I like to call that is the Arrowverse. I guess technically it was started in the comics, but the Arrowverse treatment, how they'll redeem a villain one week and then they're a villain again the next week. Case in point, Batwoman's Alice. Redemption, crap. Redemption, crap. Redemption, crap. So, they can't make up their mind what the villain actually is, and they do this with everybody. That's what they do in comics, too. I think it just basically depends on who's writing it, honestly. Did you find it?
Yeah.
All right, put that thing on the screen, man.
Boom! You can find this. Yep. This is the one.
Who does that? Tokyo Pop?
Hold on. I don't think so.
Huh. Marvel was pretty prevalent over in Japan because I remember Stan Lee wanted to bring
the writer. So CB Cebulski is the writer. Tommy Oshtuka was the artist. Oh, let's see. Ralph Macchio was the editor. That can't be saying Ralph Macchio. That's ridiculous.
Yes, the Karate Kid was the actual.
However, we've been talking about it all day. Now, forget the editor in chief is still Joe Quesada, but it's not like.
You know what? Cobra Kai came about because of this manga.
Yeah, it really is. It's a cool read if you get a chance to take hold of it and all that stuff. Like it really is, It's not bad. It really is not bad at all.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I know I've seen that because when I read the premise, I'm like, oh wait a minute, I definitely checked that out. I think I want to say it was at a convention years ago that I saw because they sell a lot of manga and comic books at some of the cons we go to.
Oh yeah.
So I'm always in that section. Always in that section.
Because you're gonna find some really interesting, cool shit in it.
You'll find some older comics you can't get in comic stores. So yeah.
Exactly. I don't have the entire. I don't want to have of this. As a matter of fact, I don't even know how rare this is to even have this anymore.
Yeah, I think it's pretty rare. I like getting hardcovers, so I got the Ultimate Spider-Man. So the whole story.
The fact that you have that is amazing.
Oh, I am a Spider-Man fan. I told you, man. You know it. This whole shelf full of Spider. I have essentials. I have all of the Clone Saga. When I say all of it, I have all 5 volumes, like huge, thick volumes of it. I have all of Black Lantern Corps, Blackest Night. If I just go down and start reading this stuff, I like getting them all together because I used to be that person that had to get every individual issue. But then I was like, this is gas money. I don't have time to go around to all these comic book stores trying to find it. What do you mean you don't have issue 141? And I got to go all the way to Comic, and you know where we live. They're not near each other. So I'm like, I'm just going to get them all in freaking huge digest books and be happy with my life. So there you go. Instead of one more day, we should have gotten Renew Your Vows. Yes. I can't like that comment too. I don't understand why we didn't have Renew. No, we should have had the pregnancy test issue. We should have had because girl was pregnant. Superior Spider-Man was one of the most wacky premises that resulted in one of the most amazing stories. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. Marvel and Grey Crow alone. They won't. They break everybody up. They break everybody up. They can't keep people together. This is a soap opera. Like, Betsy is still boring as hell. I know it's Captain Britain, and she was Captain Britain in an original UK run of the series.
But she was boring. I'm not gonna lie.
But I mean, and I don't know why she's boring, because her brothers are not boring. Jamie's he's a nut. He's a sociopath. And then Brian, I mean, he acts like a goody two shoes, but he gets into stuff. He's not boring. Why is Betsy so boring? I mean, she was even bulimic, and she was boring as a bulimic. I mean, I don't understand why she's so damn boring. The only thing I can think of is they created her during a time where women's storylines didn't really matter, and she was just a side character for Brian's development. So, she's the twin that didn't. Nobody really cared what she did, even though she was a pilot and a model and had a really savvy business mind. It was like, go sit down. Like your brother.
Well, they didn't really need her. So I mean, like,
well, when they got with X-Men, it was hilarious. Remember, she would sit in the danger
room.
I don't know how to fight. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna sip Cerebro on my head. I don't know. Then Quantum made her. Quantum made Betsy Braddock.
They were like, we need a character that's psychic and badass. What we do? Take that Betsy chick. She ain't doing anything.
We're gonna merge her in the most problematic and culture appropriated story of all time. Like, we're gonna put her, a whole British white woman, inside a Japanese woman. Surely that's not gonna come back to bite us in the ass at any point.
It might have been with CB Cebulski, but never mind. Let me not go there. Let me not do that.
They had a really gross retcon where Gwen had an affair with Norman or something, right? Yep, that's when we talked about the twins. So
yeah,
messy. That was messy.
That was messy as hell.
That
was messy in the worst way.
Yep. I think there were 2 points where Spider-Man beat Rhino unconscious, and Rhino is no slouch in the power aspect. Yeah, my favorite scene between him and Wolverine of all time actually happened during Civil War. Remember, they were in the tower, Avenger Tower, and Mary Jane was doing a play, and I don't know if she hugged Tony Stark. Something happened, and so people got the wrong idea. I'm like, she's cheating on Spider-Man, blah blah blah. And Wolverine was like, "Oh, your woman got caught. She dumb, And then next thing you know, Spider-Man just picked his ass up and threw him through the window. And I think they were like, what, 20 stories up? And then he just kept walking like he didn't even do it. He's like. I'm like, that's Spider-Man. People don't realize how OP Spider-Man actually is.
Yeah, you don't. We didn't even learn until after the Secret Wars, where Spider-Man went to that tank and pulled that tank off with his fingertips. It's like, whoa, he's that kind of strong? Yes.
He doesn't know his own strength. That's why he's not. It's not in his head. Like, he's not one of those pompous superheroes, because he doesn't get it. It's almost like he discovers it when he does it. He's like, oh, I can lift this.
Because the amazing part is that we don't even we get a better example of it with Superior Spider-Man, because Doc Ock didn't know Spider-Man was that powerful. Yep. He was taking those punches like, this is like they're breaking their hands, hitting him. He's like, oh my god, almost like, hey, whoa! All this time, Peter Parker was pretending to get hurt just so we didn't hurt ourselves. Yeah, that is crazy. He gave us so much mercy. He could have easily killed all of us. Yeah,
it even says so. If Peter wanted Rhino, if Peter wanted to kill Rhino, he has the strength to do it. It's always implied that he's holding back against most of his foes, which is true. Absolutely, because he doesn't go. He's not trying to kill people. If Spider-Man's decided to kill people, like how they introduced Cloak and Dagger into his universe, where they were like, "We're just gonna kill the bad guys." If he had that mentality, man, they'd be some effed up people. Mm-hmm. Instead of going back to read this garbage, I'll just come back to this video and watch Jett explain the story. I like how he acts out.
If you really want Jett Groove explains comics, I will do that as a whole channel idea. Maria can put it on her Approach the Nerd channel and call it just Jett Groove Explains. And I will go through. I'm serious. I mean this, all seriousness. You can, because my job is irritating. I need something to kind of relieve my stress.
My job is irritating.
You can list comics, manga or non-manga, manga or Western. It doesn't make a difference. That you want explained in a very simple as detail. List them. Let her know. Go in the comment section. Go to her message.
We can act them out for you. We can do readings on our channel.
I am so serious.
We literally will take this book.
Yes. Oh, Oh my
and
God.
we will act this shit out for you.
We'll do
and
it
will be
live.
amazing.
We'll do it live. It'll be awesomely awful, but it'll be great.
But it'll be improv a little too.
No,
Because I will literally, I'll have Groove in here acting. I'll be like, so Peter, for some reason I need to tell you that I don't love you. I don't know why I don't love you, since I've loved you for a big chunk of my life, but it seems like for some reason right now in this moment on this couch, none of that fucking matters. I'm like,
well, I know you're better than me, but well, I know you're better than me, but let's make babies.
Like,
don't ship that, by the way. I know y'all.
But I do have one request, please. Don't give me cancer from your radioactive sperm, but that's a whole other issue, so you don't really need to worry about that. I'm just saying.
That's when they have a daughter instead of a son, because they could either have Mayday or they can have Benjamin. Who knows what's gonna happen?
They can have Ben Day.
Throw confetti in the air. Let's flip a coin. Let's flip a coin. Wherever
Ben Day, I mean, Ben Gay, whatever.
wherever the coin lands, like it is, whatever. Man.
You know how funny that would have been if all of Peter's clones were gay. All of them, every last one of them.
No. Let's confuse the world. They're all like bi or pan or demi. It's one of the three. They can't. It has to be like, oh, they like. Wait, what do they like? Does Miles like Peter or does he like his best friend? I'm not sure.
I mean, it doesn't matter because all of them are affected by Silk's pheromones right now.
Shit. Can we get into that? How Silk and Peter just kept fucking anyway. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. They were, oh my God, they were
bitten by the same spider. So they were hot for each other.
Oh,
they
it was
were
ridiculous.
Hot for that spider.
I don't hear that shit. Peter got bit in the wrist, got bit in the ankle, and they had same powers, different ways of using them. And like every other panel, they were just fucking in a corner of the ceiling. Like, what is going on here? They were
even saying what is going on here. Like, what's happening?
It's so dumb. It's like, spiders don't make like that in the wild. You do know that female spiders sometimes eat the male spiders. I'm just saying, like, this is just, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
I understand why Silk was horny. She was trapped underground, for a long time.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There's something very attractive about being around somebody that is a lot like you and what you're good at and being turned on. I get that. But
I mean, Loki got that too. That's why it happened in his TV series.
Stop. Loki was being a complete narcissist. We know that already.
Loki was in love with himself.
A complete narcissist. Time out. Let's analyze it. Why is it that most of not even the spider girls, they don't count on this one. The spider women always have this pheromone power. Why? What is the point of the pheromone power? Like, they can make people attracted to them and they can do psionics. Why is it every Spider Woman has to think about doing it? And can it make men go like, oh yeah, because my perfume is what I don't like that. I don't like that. But the Spider Girls have all the strength and speed. They can do the web, they can jump around like Spider Gwen and shit.
Okay, to play devil's advocate though, you got to give us this because we still have to go through PMS. So just do it. Let go. Just let go.
So does PMS affect them like it does in
well, since they can get pregnant, I would assume so.
I mean, does it affect them the same way it does in Slayers? Like when they're on their period, they don't have any magic anymore and that kind of thing?
I don't know. Let's look at it this way. If the pheromones are this strong in Cindy Moon, then the PMS and the cramps must be horrendous.
If you've never seen the anime Slayers, you're missing out. Go watch it. It's awesome. But
and also, and think about the fact that Ezekiel Sims had that girl in a bunker, for years. That PMS was built up.
Think about it. Old man Spider, the old man Spider-Man kept this young Asian girl in a bunker. She breaks free and was like, I've got to find a white man to fuck. Like, what are you doing?
And then in the context of 2021 and our social political climate, all of that is problematic. Marvel is problematic, guys.
Oh my God.
I am a DC, Marvel, Dark Horse, Milestone, whatever. I'm a fan. But I am going to call everybody out on their shit. And that is also problematic as hell. An old white man keeping an Asian girl in the basement. That's basically what that is. We've seen a movie similar to that.
And then she gets out and first she wants to do? She wants to go have sex.
With Peter Parker.
just because.
Oh Lord.
Poor Asian girl. She's so horny, I guess. All right, that shit makes me mad. I can't stand that shit.
Like I said,
I hate it. I hate that. I hate that.
If you want to know Silk's story, guys, I have a spotlight video on this channel. I have for Cindy Moon, and I detail all of this stuff. And it's it's interesting. But you know, at the end of the day, we should have called this Marvel Trash Hour because there's a lot.
No,
one more
we
day.
should call this Spider-Man Trash Hour right now because there's like some parts of Spider-Man, like. Oh, what is the series called when they go through Spider-Man's entire life story? He gets old. What is that called? I can't remember. There's
when you say when he gets, what do you mean when he gets old? You mean the one where Mary Jane has cancer?
No, yeah, there's an entire series that talks about Spider-Man's entire chronicles up until he becomes an old man and shit. I said, what the fuck's it called? Somebody in this comment section is gonna know, but I can't remember right now. But it's an entire series. I don't know. I'm afraid that's with me.
Well, I do know that they had some flashbacks when he was in the hospital with Mary Jane. They're like, and he was talking about my love kills you, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this radioactive sperm, because it built up in her system over the years, and it ended up giving her a fatal like.
That was weird. That's when his daughter became what's it called? Ooh, shit, burp. That is when his daughter became the next Spider girl. Anyway. And then
even when he was old, he still had all his abilities. Like,
didn't he like lose a leg or some shit in that series? I thought he had like
I don't remember. I know there's a run that Abrams and his son did where he loses his arm. He has like a Captain Hook like arm.
That's one of them, but no, in that future,
I don't remember if he did. I'm trying to remember if he actually.
No, he had a cane. He had a bad leg.
Yeah, he was just old. He was very old.
That's what it was. I remember now. Yeah. That
whole, like I said, that entire series, I was like thinking, but it does kind of give you a little bit of reality or question reality if you're trying to suspend your disbelief, but then still relate. The realistic question is, I mean, this man is radioactive, and you are having unprotected sex with him. I mean, you might as well be going to Chernobyl every day. Like, that's what's happening. I mean, I'm just being real. Just like I never understand how regular human women carry superpower babies without dying. Because I mean, as somebody who carried a baby for 9 months,
you know what though?
I don't understand it.
You know what? You don't have to understand that. I like that for one reason, and one reason alone. That is man's ignorance, for one. To not know how women work, but two, because of their ignorance, they don't realize that they made it. Whereas women are so strong, even if you have Hulk genes in you, even if the Hulk powers in you, you can still give birth to a Hulk baby. That's the strength of a woman. So I'm gonna take that as that. And I'm
glad that you're being more feminist than I am. So let me talk about from my perspective of somebody who has had labor pains. The first kick of a superpowered baby in your womb.
I don't want to laugh at that. That's fucked up.
You will effing die. Do you understand me? There is no, I wonder what that would. No, the foot's gonna come through your stomach like an alien movie, and you are going to effing die. You're gonna be like that guy in the first Alien movie on the table, or like if you watch what was it called, Spaceballs, where the guy's like, "Oh, not again." That baby's gonna be sitting there and be like, "What?" And the poor human mom is gonna be like, motherfucker, and she dies. And every superpower person can be like, I had a wife, what happened? I knocked her up. Damn it. Like, told you to adopt. Like, grow those kids in a tube. What's wrong with you? Do not understand that. When Lois Lane got pregnant with Superman's baby, I was like, you lost your damn mind. There's no reality on Earth with the yellow sun that she was going to survive that. Now, I think
But she did. That's what you get for doubting her, because
they probably put a red like a red sun lamp on her or something. She was like, she had to lay in that bed for 9 months. That's messed up. Like, 9 months, and she had to go to the bathroom. And Clark was like, "Hey, baby, you got that portable red sun lamp? Like, because you go pee, you may not come back."
Well, they found a sunlight with a red sunlight. You know what? There's this question. So we're talking about Spider-Man in general. This is a silly ass episode. We're just doing silly stuff. This is a New Year's Eve episode. Here's a question. Out of all the Spider-Mans in the multiverse, it's a two-part question. Which one do you think is the strongest? Or which one is your favorite?
It's hard with strongest because I knew I
was gonna trump her on this one. Go. Let's see what
you're
saying.
I don't know all the strengths. So okay. I have a few. This is hard. This is hard. So everybody knows I talk a lot about Spider-Man Noir. A lot, and that's the reason that I like Spider-Man Noir because of how he talks. He's one of those characters like if you watch like
you would like that. That's so you. You would like that.
Because he's so cool. He's like, yeah, I guess I'm gonna go over here and fight this motherfucker.
He over narrates everything.
Maybe I'm gonna die.
You are showing your age. Don't do that.
I am. I'm sorry.
I
do like Miles Morales. I like Miles Morales as a Spider-Man as a whole because he actually. Like, when Peter Parker was having his moment where he was trying to figure out his powers and he had the growing pains and blah, blah, blah. His growing pains were like really quick, though. It was like, okay, my Uncle Ben's dead. So all of a sudden I know how to do all this shit. And if I don't, I'm going to figure it out. Miles actually struggled with his stuff. He actually was like having, like, this man was literally having existential crisis. I say, man, this young boy was having existential crisis because he was like, I don't know what I can do. I don't know how this happened. I don't know how I can talk to my parents about it. I don't know who I can trust because in his world, like a lot of shit was going on that was outside of just him being Spider-Man and swinging around the neighborhood trying to fight people. He actually had real stuff going on, in his neighborhood. So like, all these revelations with his parent, all this stuff coming out with Miles, it was a journey. Peter, I'm not saying that he didn't have a journey, but Peter's shit was like, I don't want Aunt May to know I'm Spider-Man. I want to ask Gwen Stacy out, or was it Liz? No, it was Liz Allen. Oh wait, no, it was Betty Brant. Oh no, it was Mary Jane. Oh, that was literally his freaking. How am I gonna pay the rent now that I don't live with Aunt May? I don't have food. It was just his. I love Spider-Man, but I'm gonna be real with you. Peter Parker's journey was boring as fuck. Miles was never boring. I like Silk because of representation, because I have a half Asian daughter and I have an Asian American spouse, so I can support having an Asian, especially an Asian female Spider-Woman.
Stop that. River's black. We know that.
Rivers got like 1% of Coptic Egyptian, and Rivers like black power. I'm like, you're gonna get canceled. You take a picture on Instagram with your Korean American face saying that shit. Come on now.
Whatever. I'll stand next. I'll stand next to him. Like,
you have to stand next to me half the damn time. So I mean, and I ain't part black. So Rivers gonna get canceled.
I hit my head laughing at that one.
I'm just saying, you're gonna get canceled.
I'm saying, really, if my channel is nothing but martial arts stuff. As a matter of fact, speaking with before we continue, yes, guys, I'm doing martial arts stuff. I'm gonna start posting more videos on TikTok. As a matter of fact, for martial arts.
I need to link that. Content. I have your YouTube channel. I don't have your TikTok down.
Yeah, I'll give it to you later on, so you can put it down there. But my TikTok. Also, I have a Patreon that I haven't opened up. I'm gonna open it up within January, so I can start teaching people martial arts and all the good stuff. Because this is kind of what I do. Martial artist and a poet and a philosopher. That is my major thing. So yeah, I'm gonna start teaching. So look out for that. I'm very serious. It's not even me playing. I was gonna play at the end of the episode, but plug in now and plug in again later on.
Plug it. So Spider-Man 2099. I like Miguel. I like Miguel a lot. Miguel O'Hara. I think it's interesting to have a half Irish, half Mexican Spider-Man.
Hey, it's 2099.
I got another mixed man. Got a mixed one.
Does he have poison fangs or something like that? I thought he was poison.
Oh, Miguel is he's a conundrum.
I have the very first 2099 comic, and I'm not going to that closet again. I found one for you. You're welcome. But I'm not going through it. We're going through all my comics. That's a lot of searching. But I do have the first 2099 comic in there. I do have it. When he got done with the experiment and he jumped out the window and stuff, he's all naked and he finds some like Mexican American, Day of the Dead rags or whatever, and throws them on his body. And he has the little claws on his fingers, and it tears apart all the stuff. And then he tried to grab somebody at the lab and it tore their skin. That was actually, honestly, it was a pretty cool comic. I'm not gonna lie. It was a pretty cool comic, and it's a really cool series. You should read the whole thing. Honestly,
yeah.
His journey is kind of cool and pretty amazing.
Well, Miguel, you would like Miguel though, I think, a lot.
Yeah, I know. Miguel O'Hara, 2099 Spider-Man. He gave himself the powers through DNA. Like he scientifically made himself Spider-Man. I
Well,
know
because
the character.
he started off a genius anyway. Because remember, he went. I think the school he went to, which it's gone out of my head right now, but they've always said that was Xavier's. It's basically a renovated version of Xavier's school in Westchester, should I say? But yeah, he's always been smart. But it's also interesting though. Again, like a lot of people say, that he is, the first Mexican Spider-Man. I'm like, nope, he's half Irish.
He's not Mexican.
He's not. Right. He's Mexican. His mother is Mexican. His father, who is an a-hole, is Irish. So it's another. There are a lot of. If I'm going to be clear with you, whether you say mixed or biracial, there are a lot of biracial and mixed superheroes that people have made monoracial and have claimed to be the first of, but it's not.
Yeah.
So,
it happens a lot.
It happens a lot. Like I'm telling you now, I want you to understand how much I think there should be a Black Spider-Man and Spider-Woman. There should. Two Black parents.
They don't have that too often. Actually, they don't have it at all.
No, exactly. What people should be offended by is the fact that they keep making mixed kids in the heroes and not monoracial POCs, because that is what's happening notoriously in comics. We actually are heavily represented as mixed people in the comics. It just doesn't translate to the screen, because what happens is you'll have us in, you have all these biracials. Like even look at Luke Cage and Jessica Jones' kid, Daniela, half Black, half white. If we were to make a story about this, all of a sudden she'd be Black. It's just, or if she's white passing, she'd be white. They keep pulling out the other part of the person. And I don't understand that. Instead of going to Marvel and DC and all of these different companies and saying, why can't you just make people with monoracial parents? Make people of color with monoracial parents. That's the problem.
As a matter of fact, there aren't too many anime / Western anything, manga, whatever else, that aren't about purely Black people doing. The only one I can think on top of my head that is purely about Black folks and fighting, like, if you've never heard of Blaster Knuckle, look into it. I don't have a comic of Blaster Knuckle. You have to Google it. But Blaster Knuckle is a manga. It's an anime about a Black guy who literally, so like he's this Black dude, part of this organization, to kill. So like the KKK and racist people are all like demons and monsters. And he goes out to these places and kills them with his really powerful like gun hand, basically. Not even a gun, it's like a hand that does like extra damage. And it's serious, you should look into it. It never gained traction like that it should have in Japan. I think it was by, let me see if I can look it up real fast. Hold on. It was, who wrote it? Hold on, wait. It was written by Shizuya Wazarai. There we go. Shizuya Wazarai is one who made it. But like it is a real manga about a Black male in the colonial South fighting racist white people that do all kinds of that racist people do. And it is really fucking awesome. And I'm mad. It's like, you know how Guts is? They fighting demons and stuff and saving people and people die and all that stuff. It's like that, but colonial South. And it's amazing. But it got nowhere past one issue, I think. And I read it online and I was like, I am so into this right now, it hurts. And that's the end of it. It's the end of it. So yeah,
I think they should translate some of that stuff into media. That's what I don't get. What I don't understand is, yes, we have Black Panther. And, for all case and purposes, that is one of the most famous
Black Panther, who couldn't save Aunt May, by the way.
Is one of the most famous Black superheroes, as far as a lot of people are concerned, in Marvel Universe.
Yep.
But then you go on the flip side, you have all these characters. Like when you look at Spider-Man, it's not, if you really, really look, you take a deep dive into Spider-Man's universe. Please show me a POC that is monoracial. Because all of them, I feel like all of them who I went out are mixed. Every single one of them.
They do that so they can kind of include their own heritage into it. Speaking of which, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to put in the chat for you also. The manga is called Blaster Knuckle. I'm putting the chat so y'all can go find it later. And I'm very serious. Go read it. Because if I had the money to make this an actual movie,
that's your goal, man.
I would definitely do it.
I can't support you on this because all my money's going into WOS.
Wait, I mean, I know.
I'm already
Warriors of Sarah will come out. It will be a thing and it will be glorious. But
it will be. It will be. You're gonna love Groove's character. Groove's character is very funny. His partner and his banter in this is very funny. But yeah, very cool character. Well, I'll be putting snips. It's almost 2022. You guys will be getting snippets. You'll get some bio videos and more info. We're aiming for September for issue 1, so we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, but no, seriously, check out Blaster Knuckle. It is worth the read. It really is. And if you are against the patriarchy, if you are against white male, whatever the hell, like racism and shit on that level, not white men as a whole. I'm not saying that. But like just that racist and that carpetbagger shit and colonial South and after the Civil War, seriously, it deserves its own movie. And I would love to play Blaster Knuckle because we're about the same amount of build. I would, oh my God, roll the lifetime. But anyway.
Well, there you go. You got something to name to. I don't recall a black Spider-Man. That's because you have a half black one. That's why.
It's only one. It's only one.
Now I will tell you though, on TikTok, people will fight you over that statement. And they were like, "No, he black. And I'm like, you cannot separate his Puerto Rican heritage, from his black heritage. That's just not. That's not.
You can't take TikTok seriously.
Oh no! I learned that mixed people are called biracial Beckys. I learned that recently. Yeah, you know how they have Karens for white people or white women? Well, mixed girls, we are biracial Beckys. I'm like, wow.
Okay.
My name's not Becky. I don't know who the hell you're talking to, but that's fine.
Hey, privilege.
It's a
privilege.
Thing.
Something.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but the horror stories my mom, grandma, auntie, and cousins be saying, I like hell no. And you expect me to believe that Lois Lane surviving having a Kryptonian baby under a red sun? Thank you. I don't even know how they have sex. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't get it.
Nicholas, stop it.
Nope.
You can. Nope. Women are strong. Women are powerful. Period.
Right? Lamp trapped on bed rest. Yep.
Okay. Let me take it back.
Look, I am all for being a strong female, but my uterus is not a reflection of my personal strength.
Okay, fine. Lois Lane is better than you. She ate a lot of pencils when she was a kid. Yes, she did.
Not many people are better than me. What the hell's wrong with you? Take it back, Groove.
No, anyway. Lois Lane ate pencils forever, and now her stomach is lined with lead.
Well, first of all, she ate pencils, and she should have died from lead poisoning.
She didn't. She didn't. She absorbed it because she's meta.
You just literally told me what happened. She's a meta human. She is Danny Phantom's counterpart. She is Lois Phantom. She died a long time ago.
She's a meta human, and she has a uterus lined with lead, so the baby could be born.
Is that what it is? That's her mutability?
Because the presence was like, this must happen.
So again, this is Maria's personal statement, okay? the percentage of your strength as a woman is not reflective or have any basis upon the strength of your uterus. It's the same when you have to go to the bathroom, you have incontinence or whatever, and you have to wear adult diapers. You can be a strong person, but you still won't pee yourself. So I'm just letting you know that statement is not true.
Hey, you can pee yourself, but the baby's in one spot because you ate pencils since you were 2. So you got nothing but lead lining in your uterus. And that's the way it works. No matter how many periods you had, it's lined with lead. So your bloodstream. I mean, you may die at the age of 38, but damn it, the baby's coming. And that was what you was here for.
This is why your New Year's resolution is to find a guidance counselor. I told you to stop. All right, so let's see. Back to this. Back to this. She should be dead.
This is why I needed my rum.
She should be dead, dead.
Because I knew this is going to be an off the wall ass episode. So there's no way. There's no way I can do this. I could never done this sober. There's no way in the world.
I mean,
oh man,
I love this. Miguel O'Hara is a Spider-Man that isn't afraid to be lethal.
I mean, not just Miguel O'Hara though, because the Assassin Spider-Man killed a lot of people. Matter of fact, she was originally called the Spider Bitch, but she became. You remember what I'm talking about, right? The one that was Hawkeye's daughter, that Peter Parker's granddaughter. Isn't that weird? What a weird storyline that is. But like,
I'm the Spider Bitch, yeah.
Yeah, but she killed Kingpin. She cut his head off. Like
Oh,
after
my.
killing her friends, Daredevil and it was Daredevil and someone else she was with. Daredevil and I can't remember now. And it doesn't matter. But yeah, that happened. That was a thing, man. Like shit. Like, and then she tried to kill her dad, and then Logan helped her dad out, and then told her to calm down. But I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I think you're talking about Ashley though. That was Ashley Barton.
Yeah. Ashley Barton, exactly who. It's like old man Logan and stuff. Like, man, that was a when they really come up with different universes to just try shit, they really do this try shit. It's like, why? What? You know what I mean? Like,
well, remember what always freaked me out about this is that the age difference. So, like, if you look at Ashley's story, she's a daughter of Peter, so Peter Parker, and Hawkeye's youngest daughter. I can't remember her name, but so technically, Clint was her grandfather. So Hawkeye was her grandfather. Yeah. Yeah, it's all mess. It's a mess. Like Spider World's a mess.
I'm not gonna fuss too much because it's the multiverse. It's basically
the Spider-Verse is its own multiverse. They have the multiverse and they have the Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse's own little like microcosm of like
Spider Island is still my favorite. Everybody that was had spider powers were human, and everybody else was spider enhanced. And then Mary Jane goes swinging through the thing.
You know what I don't like about that? Everything. I did not like that comic at all. That was just weird. It was so.
You know what I don't like about that? Everything.
It was just not a good story.
It's
like,
not.
Know why it sucked the most? How do you keep up with all those damn Spider-Man? Seriously. Or
but let's be clear. How do you keep up with them anyway? I mean, I was reading the new Kate Bishop run again. So, you know, back in her previous run, she was working with Jessica Drew a lot. So, and they were acting like they didn't realize each other was like an Avenger or like a superpower person. So I thought that was really interesting. But it's like the spider people just pop up every damn where. Like everywhere. So you didn't read the Hawkeye Kate Bishop run?
No.
Okay. So
it
takes place after West Coast Avengers. So that's
I didn't. I didn't, but I'm going to now.
Yeah. So what happens is Kate Bishop ends up going to Los Angeles. She leaves New York and goes to LA to start a PI firm.
What is that? What is that series called? What's the name of it?
It's called Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. No, that's why I didn't read it.
They're actually doing a new run right now. She's actually has a brand new one. I think they're on issue 2 or 3. I think 3 comes out in January.
See, now that's why I didn't read it because it said Hawkeye. I've never been a Hawkeye fan.
But I've been a Kate Bishop fan, so
I can understand that.
Second.
If it just says Hawkeye on it, I'm just like, like whatever.
He's actually not bad in the comics. I mean,
he's not, but I don't care.
Run. You know, they really took a dump on him and Black Widow in a way, if you think about it, in the MCU. So.
No, like, in a way, like I
know. Look, I was trying to be PC. I'm out of tea.
I'm not saying Hawkeye is garbage at all. I just don't care about his story. But at the same time, it's just like, you know, I don't know. I after reading some Green Arrow comics as a kid, I just didn't like Green Arrow that much either. I guess I don't like Archers. I don't know, whatever. So Hawkeye never.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. You have a problem with Archers.
Yeah, it's not even. I can't say entirely because I play Final Tactics. I love Archers. It's just that that's a very weird stretch and reach there.
That's very weird.
I think because the way I saw McQueen, I put in Hawkeye, and they're not the same character. But I think my brain, it was just like, I was never a big fan of Steve McQueen. I'm just not. So like, you know, when I saw Hawkeye, I was
McQueen?
Like, oh my god,
or Oliver Queen.
Oh, you know what I meant.
No, I mean, you could have been Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
I don't like Steve McQueen.
Anyway, no.
Well, I mean, Oliver Queen is the Dollar Tree version of Batman.
Hold on, wait. That is me. Sorry, I confused Oliver Queen with Steve McQueen because I've been drinking rum. I mentioned somebody I liked. That's why. So that is my mistake. Sorry, editor's note. No, for real. Like Oliver Queen, I've just never been a big fan of. So like when Hawkeye came out, I was just like, yeah, I was like, it's the same character twice. Fuck that
Yeah,
character.
I mean, like I said, I could see that. I could see that being a thing. But again, I've always seen Oliver Queen as a Dollar Tree version of Batman.
He really is.
So I mean,
You know
they
why?
always made fun of that.
Because his parents didn't die.
Yeah. Well, no, his parents did die. Remember, he still went on that boat. He still was on the island. The only difference is he really was on that island, not like the Arrowverse one. He was just like checking out with his library card. Like he was on the island in the comics for 5 years.
Let's not get into the soap opera that is the Arrowverse.
I'm
so tired of Arrowverse. I haven't watched Arrowverse in so long, and every time I see a video pop up on my YouTube about it, because I am my nerdy ass self, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. And then I watch it because I'm a dumbass curious person. And I'm like, oh, they said the same things that I've been thinking.
I probably destroyed Arrowverse for you with my reviews.
I mean, honestly,
I am very honest in my opinions.
Like even past the thing that we did as a group unit, that
our Crisis parody, yeah.
Because even the Crisis on Infinite Earths, I didn't watch live. Like I watched it in clips because I hate the Arrowverse. It is not.
Yeah.
Can we talk about?
I will say though, Stargirl and Superman and Lois are not bad right now. I don't know how Naomi.
I will say this.
So
since
see how Naomi is.
Since Spider-Girl is an HBO type feature, I might like it. I'm sorry, Spider-Girl. Sorry, I'm not Spider shit. Stargirl is an HBO type feature. I may like it more. However,
Superman and Lois also has HBO backing. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I might like those.
Yeah.
However, all the rest of that shit.
I'm hoping Naomi is backed by HBO.
Well, I don't know yet. I don't know if it's gonna be.
I worry about her story the most because I think she's been around since what, 2017, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't been around long, so they have a lot of leeway.
I think it's 2017. Let me look it up real fast. Hold on.
Yeah, I really think that that's problematic in itself because I feel like they could really do a lot of damage. They don't have a lot of source material to work with, so they just start making shit up. And that's when you let them do that, that's when they go crazy. And then somebody told me they're doing, I think it's called Gotham Knights, and it's going to be written by the Batwoman. Really? No, the same writers that are doing Batwoman are writing it, and I'm already like, nope, nope. I want them to get the writers for Young Justice and bring them in and let them write for some of the shows, and then they'll be good. They'll be actually good.
I can't immediately find who's doing anything with Nairobi, like who's dealing with it. Hold on. This is a complicated one, but fuck, I don't know. I guess we just don't know right now. Period.
Yeah, I'm not seeing like production wise. I don't know if the CW is doing it solely or if they're getting. Because I know they're working with Array, so Array Filmworks is somebody they're working with, and of course Warner Brothers is involved in all of it. But that doesn't mean they're putting any money towards it. You know, I don't know. I mean, it could go the way of Supergirl, where they started off strong on CBS and then they moved it over to CW, and then all the production value and costs went down, and it became very CG heavy and looked very weird. And, you know, it's just, I don't know. I am worried about it. I'm worried about it.
I mean, but let's be real. Supergirl was really meant for children. Like the way that story is written, that is definitely like nowhere older than like, it's like, that is a narrative meant for 9 to 13-year-olds. Like, it's just not, it's not good. It didn't start to make it more adult until they did the crossover. And that's when I was like, what the hell is going on? They tried to make it more adult after the crossover. It just didn't. It felt like Supernatural season 7. Like it's just like, what are you doing?
That's because they were too busy queer baiting, you know, Cara and Lena, pissing off people. That's what it was. We know that we want gay people to watch this show, so we're gonna give you enough to keep you hanging, and then tell you F you in the series finale.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's a great example of writing. But like I said, the way Supergirl ended, I have question marks. I'm like, what the hell were you thinking? And then not having her involved in the Flash Armageddon by having her and Martian Manhunter both off-world all the damn time. I'm like, what's the point? They could have just gone in the future. I would have believed that better. But it's a thing. It is its thing. I'm gonna do a few more. We're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah.
We are rolling.
We're rolling through its questions.
Oliver Queen is the dollar store Batman that's barely made it to the clearance rack bin.
I agree. Next question. Next question.
Yeah.
We're doing this.
Didn't Naomi? It was 2014 to 2017, so I'm very scared for it. You're right. I think it is 20. I know it was a short run. There's not a lot of source material for her, so I am extremely frightened about this character. Yeah. Because they're gonna be like, well, let's just make her we'll make her a 10th grader. She's an orphan. She works at the Dollar Tree. Like what? You know,
we know they'll
she
do.
lost her library card.
They'll do a couple of things, like because her last name is McDuffie. If that means anything to anybody that knows about McDuffie, thank you.
In our world, she's the daughter, or long lost daughter of the owner of McDonald's. Like,
well, no, I'm just saying it because like I say McDuffie because thank you McDuffie for giving us, Static Shock and so many others. But anyway,
well, Milestone's about to take off again, so that's not gonna be a problem.
Oh, I know, and I'm so excited. But like Naomi is like, she's black. She got the locks and stuff, and the jewelry and the hair, and it's gonna be awesome. But like, they're gonna fuck her. They're gonna do something to her. I don't know, like.
Yeah, they have a teaser trailer that looks pretty cool that they put out.
Yeah, I saw. I think aren't they gonna do Ava DuVernay as their character? Yeah. So like, but then again, I don't know how they're gonna make her like behave. I don't because.
Yeah.
I just man.
I'm worried. I'm not gonna lie to you. I
am stressing myself out. Like,
I will say though, for a black-led character-driven show, there are more white people in the cast than there are other POCs. There are a few. We have Claire Linney, but if you look down the row, there are a lot more white than there are anybody else. So that's interesting.
Yeah, but Archie comic book keep playing.
We do have Commander Steel. Brian Brightman is going to be Commander Steel. That's going to be interesting.
Really?
Uh-huh. But yeah, like I said, I'm very worried about what is going to happen with this. I know that we're getting Blue Beetle at some point in 2023. And so that's going to be interesting. I think they actually cast Blue Beetle already with I'm going to butcher his name. Is it Zolo Maraduena? I don't know.
Is that
he plays Miguel Diaz in Cobra Kai.
Oh, hold on. I gotta watch.
Blue Beetle. Yeah, that's who's playing Blue Beetle.
Is it really?
Yep.
Oh, Max, you say I'm great. So I gotta watch. I'm a Cobra Kai stan right now.
I know. It's why I got you a Cobra Kai Christmas present.
I was gonna wear it today, but I didn't. It has to be washed. The one who played Miguel, right? Yeah, Solo Maraduena. Yeah,
he's playing. Yeah. He's gonna be Blue Beetle.
Yeah. Oh! You see the excitement in my face. Yeah.
It's almost like a cashew.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait. But I'm also I love Cobra Kai, and I'm gonna definitely binge the fuck out of season 4 because I am a martial arts person. I'm also martial arts. I just know it. I'm a nerd with it. So like it is a karate drama, which is so weird and rare, but I love it. It's like dumb
keep doing this.
Yes, I do it. Yes.
My first ever martial arts school was the same probably as yours, was ATA.
Yeah, I learned. So when I was a kid, my dad taught me my military shit. But then I got 7 years old. My dad was like, "You got to do something besides what I'm teaching you." So he put me in the ATA thing, and I did ATA for a good while. I got the 3rd degree black belt. Hey, yeah.
I got to brown belt, but then I was pregnant. So can't do much when you're pregnant, man. But yeah, I used to teach the tigers too, like volunteer to teach tigers, which is kind of cool.
Really?
Mm-hmm. My Taekwondo days, man.
If you really want, I have 2 different manuals of ATA stuff.
I still have all mine. I have all my gear.
No, I mean like
all of it. I have the tiger and leadership training manuals.
I have the leadership manuals and the black belt manuals. So I have the stuff that's up to 3rd degree black belt. I have you might not have this, but I have the manuals that show like all the pressure points you should hit in certain formats. Because in ATA they don't do the pressure point practice formats. I have those actually. When you they do a thing, you have to know when you get to like certain ranks, certain pressure is supposed to know, especially in black belt, like here, they come here, they hit here, and pressure here.
Well, the forms get longer though after you get out of Song anyway. So
yeah, once you get into After the song, I'm in the
We're nerding out because
look,
we started talking about martial arts. So we started nerding out on Taekwondo.
Yeah, after the song being the N-wall and all that stuff and everything, whatever. But I did that and also did USA Karate, and I had a black belt in that too. So,
well, I would just say that I took a Korean martial arts, form, and then I married a Korean American. Bam. That was training for my marriage.
Chamaneo.
This is why we can't have nice things when it comes to the CW. Naomi, Batwoman, Black Lightning, etc. You took the words right out of my butt cheeks. So not my mouth. It's not worth talking about. Oh no, not Blue Beetle, not my baby Jaime Reyes. Yeah, they're doing it 2023. I mean, it's going to be a movie. I don't think it's going to be a CW show.
I mean, I'll still watch it because who's in it, but
yeah. Well, Kevin said they're developing I think we talked about this before, the Legion of Superheroes.
Superheroes,
on HBO Max. Yeah.
I mean, if it's animated, I watch it all day long. This is when they do live action, it bothers me.
He's a hold up. So we getting Jaime Reyes, and who's gonna play Kajida and the Mystic Metas that lives in this neighborhood. I'm scared how they're gonna get my girl Tracy, or are they gonna hurt? Look, I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. It's the same shit I say with the MCU. The people that you grow attached to in these comics are not going to be the people that are translated on the screen.
No.
Like I said, you guys know I love Lady Shiva. And from what I've been seeing so far in Young Justice, I'm digging what they're doing with her. But everything before that has been bullshit. And then if you look at Kate Bishop recently, her backstory is completely retconned in the MCU. It is like basically everything about her is different than how she is in the comics. Not saying it's a bad thing. I think Haley Steinfeld did a really great job. I love her as Vi in Arcane. I think she's great. I mean, she's great as Emily Dickinson. I have no problem with the actress. I just know that MCU likes to take shit and make it their own, and they don't care if they take your sister away, they kill the wrong parent, they make your mentor not your mentor, your enemy, or stupid. I mean, they just take stuff and they reinvent it the way they see fit. And it makes no sense. So if you go into this Blue Beetle with the notion that and the expectation that's going to be what you saw in the comics, you were already setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
So it's just what it is. We don't
25, 35, 45%. As a matter of fact.
I don't even bother. I'm like, not today, Satan. No. I'm sorry, not today, Mephisto. Let's see. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. All right, it scrolled down again. So I'm just going to do this. The only reason I'm watching Naomi is because of Ava DuVernay. At least being the boss, new voices on the CW tend to do better because they haven't been corrupted yet. So it can be good. True.
You're nice. You're better than me because I ain't watched any of that shit. I don't care.
I want you to watch Stargirl, though, and tell me what you think.
I will. Like I said, I'm behind. I haven't watched Hawkeye at all, which is terrible. I know.
Yeah, you have to watch Hawkeye. You have to tell me what you think.
My life has been busy.
Trust me, you preaching to the choir.
Yes,
I know.
Life has been busy.
I just caught up with Star Trek Discovery. I was like, what?
I am so behind on Star Trek. It's ridiculous. I have a lot of stuff to do, but
I literally just watched the latest episode they just dropped. I was like, wow, how did I get from only watching season 1 to season 2
I'm so behind
now I'm in season 4.
I am like decades behind on Star Trek. I gotta catch up with that shit. Like, my
brain is still good luck. You're gonna be there a while.
Yeah, I know, but no, I still catch up on that. I haven't watched Encanto. I haven't watched that yet. Cobra Kai I gotta watch.
I haven't watched. People keep saying, "Watch Witcher, Maria." I'm like, I understand, guys, but now they're
truth be told,
whatever. I'm like, I don't have time. I got it. I'm trying.
I'm not expensive enough yet. I'm not expensive. I'm not rich enough yet to watch this with impunity. I have to find my time between making money and spending money to survive in order to watch this shit. I have the platforms. It's just I haven't even watched the Matrix movie yet.
I haven't either. We're actually planning on watching it tomorrow. I forgot.
I
watched Encanto and forgot to watch The Matrix.
I haven't watched Encanto. I tried to watch it last night, but my front TV couldn't play it. And then we went to the bedroom, and then the bedroom was like, "We'll play it." I'm like, "I'm sleepy now."
That's what normally happens.
I'm not watching this shit tonight now.
That's what normally happens. I know.
Disney Plus, get it together, man. What the hell is going on?
They did that with Hawkeye too. I don't know why it was spinning like that because I have a Samsung Smart TV and I feel like the apps sometimes they don't connect well to the Wi-Fi.
It's really weird.
Really weird.
But our like little TiVo thing, whatever, Roku plays it so well. So like I don't understand.
There you go. You need to Roku it. Roku everything.
Roku does it. Roku was like, oh, what you gonna watch? Here you go. Watch it. Like, all right, cool. Appreciate it.
Lady Shiva needs her own title. She needs her own comic title. Absolutely. She does not need her own TV show or movie because they will F it up. And you'll know. Mm-hmm. What you thought was going to happen on this stream will happen in that one. My hair was Super Saiyan. It will turn blonde instantly. I'll never like, how is she blonde? Like, you don't know me. I'm going to fly out of here. I will go find them. So no. Mm-mm. The only reason I'm watching anime, okay, I think I read that one. Sorry. I know, but I have a couple of Magic users that enjoy the comics along with certain metas. I'm scared that they're going to do a Riverdale or Flash on us with these new shows like Naomi and Blue Beetle.
Your fear is legitimate. It's a legitimate fear.
Yeah, I want to tell you guys that is not going to happen. But guys, I'm going to be real with you. I have, since Smallville, I realized that they do their own, shit. I probably should have realized that beforehand, but to be fair, I never watched a lot of comic book content on TV or movies before that. Movies I have, but not on TV. So like when I go into these like series, and don't get me wrong, I like Smallville. Smallville was canon. Yeah, Smallville was not canon any stretch of any. Who the fuck was Chloe? Nobody. So it's like that was not canon. And actually, I bet they probably looking back at that and seeing how crazy her actress is now and all the stuff she did and thought, why did we have this character to begin with? But when Arrow came around, that's when I realized just what we were in for in the Arrowverse. Mm-hmm. Because the first season was good. The second was okay. And then everything after that, when people started seeing that people like Felicity, a minor nobody character in the comics, not in the Batman comics, not even in there, she wasn't in Arrow. When they saw Felicity Smoke and realized that she had this little nerdy crush on Oliver and it became Felicity, then everything became Felicity. And then the whole premise of the damn story shifted. And Oliver Queen went from being this like tortured person who saw his dad shoot himself and was trying to kill people based on, everybody that did wrong to save his city and protect his city and blah, 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 to like this guy that was like, who obviously needed a guidance counselor. Like he was like 1 minute we don't kill and the next minute, I'm the only one that can kill. But you guys don't kill because you guys are vigilantes, even though he's a whole ass vigilante. There's no badge for Oliver Queen running around saying you have the right to be Arrow in the city. It became this really stupid plot and it just kept going. And then they started introducing more like TV shows with stupid plots that kept going. And then they started taking powerful characters and dumbing them down like Mr. Terrific, Martian Manhunter. I mean, I literally can make a list of people that have basically been taken a shit on by the CW. So I don't understand why people get in their feelings anymore about content and want to get mad at you when you point it out. And I know, honestly, a lot of the people that have never read the comics and just watch this think that this is legit. And to me, I think that's sadder. I think it's really sad that you believe these characters are really like this in real, in the actual continuity of these characters, which I guess technically Arrowverse is never going to be continuity because they're the MCU of the TV show, the TV world. They will revamp everything. Iris and Barry's kids.
Do you know? But
I can't anymore.
You know why? Because now these new people who were never nerds back in the day when being a nerd was dangerous.
But people make fun of you for being at the comic book store.
You need to take a ride and like get ourselves through.
I want to do it too.
Yeah, there it goes.
This is not as fun as yours is. Mine's
and then go up, woo, and go back in the day when people were like, "Man, I really want a Java," and be like, "Everybody, be careful! The comic book world's going weird." Hey, listen, read this now so you know better. We can't do that. They'll be like, "Dork," like, "Oh."
Well, now that you have the charter still spitting plot hole, plot hole, plot hole.
And then, like, when they're all acting all weird, so you're like, "You know what's fine? Hold on. That's your coffee. Deal with that. He just leave. That's so awful. That's so wrong. That's so terrible.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
Couldn't, but you know, you get the idea though, right?
Group. It's a fanfic. Everything we watch on TV is a fanfic in terms of comic books. All of this is fan fiction.
You know, I just saw what you posted just now.
What?
Jett Groove Maria Patreon video. Jett Groove explains X of Swords. Go to hell, you know. You what?
Now you want him to cuss on here? I've been doing enough.
Why would you do this?
Oh,
what
Lord.
The hell, man?
Oh Lord, no, he's not going to explain X of Swords.
You know what? No, fuck it. I'll do it. And it's gonna be so.
No, you have to act it out if you do it. You need to act it out.
Oh, I will do every character to prove a point to why you should never read it. Oh my god. Oh,
let's say 2020 was bad for COVID and for X of Swords.
X of Swords. Ooh, shit. We're not talking about this right now. We're not talking right now. No, I'm already in a weird way. I just saw the post. No, he said good luck. Kiss my ass, you know what? You know what? Ass.
No, like he is right though. It did span across 25 issues. I just remember Polaris being like a psychic medium or some weird shit. It was weird.
I'm not saying it was an entirely bad series. There were good parts. I'm not saying it was terrible. It wasn't even a bad thing. You want me to do that entire? That is like, oh my god, there's so much work to do. There's so much work to recap.
If you do Magic's voice though, then you gotta do it with a Russian accent.
Like, okay, I play this. I could definitely recap it all in a one like 15, 20-minute video, maybe 25-minute video. But at the same time, we want to review the whole thing because there's no such. I haven't read a comic yet that wasn't problematic. Like, for example, remember back when Superman fought I don't say Armageddon, Doomsday, and that dumbass shit.
You mean the death of Superman?
Yeah, that one. Everybody was like, "This is a masterpiece." It's like, no, it's
well, they hit each other so hard at the same time that they supposedly killed each other, but in retrospect, all it did was give us a bunch of people dressing up as Superman.
That shit came out at the same time Goku went Super Saiyan in real life. Like,
well, that's why they did it, Groove. You're missing the point. He remember when he Superman back, he had that long, flowing, wavy black hair.
You're right.
That's how he grew. He had to go hibernate so his hair could grow. That's what the real problem with Doomsday was. Doomsday was his hairdresser.
Shut up. That's so stupid. He was like, the man's like, I don't.
He's like, yeah, I got my hair done and I had to hibernate a little while.
Make
the way it had to flow.
Make a thing. Superman was like, Doomsday's over there like, Doomsday was like, what's wrong with it? And Superman was just sitting there like,
he was herbal essencing the whole time. He's like, oh.
The Superman's like, I get it because you're worth it, but
you know, and then you had Lois saying, maybe he's born with it.
Doomsday was like, Doomsday's like, bitch, that was 4 hours. What do you want me to do? He was like, well.
Right now, I need to comb my hair.
I'm not. She was like, bitch, I'm not paying for this. Man, Doomsday just like, I got kids to feed. What the fuck you talking about? It's like, well,
that's literally it. That's why they hit each other. Because
Superman's just like, it's not my fault you slept with fish.
No, stop. Superman was like, I didn't ask for a blowout, mofo, and then Doomsday was like, but that's part of the service. You gonna pay for it, and then that's when like, no, and then that's what they say, bam.
Superman. This is what the fight starts. Superman is win. Make me, bitch. Shit went off the fucking rails.
That's it. That's
literally. And then he had apologized. He apologized to Lois.
We would like all of you to thank us for giving you the summary of the death of Superman. Why it happened? What happened? That's it. Did we lose a few people in the making of this comic series? Yeah. Because, I mean, obviously, I don't feel like the people that like Blue Beetle, all of them were fighting the people that got killed. I don't feel like they died. I feel like they just got banned from the salon. So, you know, they're problematic. Problematic folks gotta go. They didn't have appointments. They just showed up to Doomsday's chair. He like, not having that. Stay in your lane. And the Superman was like, but I had an appointment. He's like, I know, but you ain't playing for the blowout. And then that's what happened.
Oh man, I was imagining that he's like Lois, like, Superman, what's going on? Are you dying? And Superman's like, Tony, oh Lois, hey, yeah, I'm not gonna make it, baby. Hey, listen, you should probably leave, right? So he can come back with his blue and red outfits on and shit, style on.
Well, I thought he was in his black outfit. He showed up.
No, he came back as Living Lightning at first. Then he came back.
Well, okay, but let's be clear. When he came back with that whole still blown out wavy hair,
yeah,
he only came back because he was horny. Because where did he go? Where did he go? He was like, I could have lay here forever, but you know, I can't do myself. So like, he went over to Lois.
Oh man, dude. I'm having too much fun with this whole narrative. It was stupid.
I mean, let's just be real.
Oh man. You got my evil.
We are telling you the real story, the stuff you guys didn't interpret.
You got my evil laugh out of me. Oh my god.
Yeah, Terrell just said Jeff got that joke. I like that. No, he has another laugh too that he does when he's like if he has liquid, he's like,
yeah,
I'm like, what the hell? Spider ham. Look, I need you to stop giving people an insight to our actual friendship right now.
Oh man, this is hilarious to me. Holy shit. I want that so bad. Oh my god, I would literally down a half a bottle of anything and watch that and just laugh and probably piss myself because you know I've been drinking that much and I laugh.
I want you to do that, but I also want to Photoshop Casada's face onto Mephisto when he says, I want your marriage. I want your marriage.
Okay, guys, I know out there we have some pretty good nerds watching this. I know this. And we nerds, despite how attractive or unattractive it may be. So people don't know. Nerds are oftentimes attractive. They don't know us. You know somebody out there.
You don't know my struggle.
Don't. Maria's not ugly. She don't listen to her. So as I was saying, we know people that can Photoshop very well. We all do. Let's find somebody that can Photoshop Joe Quesada's face.
I can do it. I'm pretty good at Photoshop. I can do it. I just got to find some angles.
If you got to go to Fiverr to do it. If you can do it yourself, even better.
I can do it. I got you, boo boo.
Post it everywhere. I want Joe Quesada's old ass to sit at home and be like, what the fuck? And be like, yes, you asshole. No. Quesada's on my nerves this series. Oh, because it is. I know what though? It made me mad back in the day. It made me more angry when Chris Chibnall did the same shit. That's what really made me upset. The most angry about is when Chris Chibnall was like, no, it's a renegade doctor, and the doctor is not from this universe, and she's Jesus, and boom.
Well, I think we should just take it to the actual level when he's like, I want your marriage, and then you know, Peter could be like, no, what you really want is this Neutrogena renewal face cream. Like, that's going to get rid of all that. That's what you're really asking for. And if it doesn't work, don't worry. My wife got some oil of Olay.
Can't we just be friends? No.
Hell no.
Sure? No. No, we can't. I'm sorry. I love your show. But
I don't love it that damn much.
Not enough.
Casada, you can have my marriage when you use this Neutrogena renewal face cream.
Nick was saying, like, we make it a TikTok. if we made the TikTok would fucking ban us. No,
We'd be
I
banned
will
in 5 seconds.
I will say some outlandish shit, Nicholas. I really would. I'd be like,
They would look. They canceled Groove before they even realized Groove's name. Like, Maria, after watching Encanto Live, I feel that's what I wanted from Charmed. A full-on family drama about Latin American powers about a witch family, and we've only gotten crumbs. I know it did put you in your feelings, didn't it? It's like, oh, this is what it was advertised to be when Charmed first came out.
I want to say don't spoil Encanto, but Encanto's
no,
a Disney
there's
movie.
nothing to it. There's nothing to spoil.
I know. I'm sorry about to say Encanto is a movie. Encanto is una película sobre Disney. So
I love how you just went into an accent.
I didn't go to accent. I literally spoke Spanish. Encanto es una cinema, una película sobre Disney, sobre una chica que no tiene poderes. So like, if you want to spoil Encanto, that's fine. Me no importa. No importa para nada. Pero
so this is what I love about the situation. I don't speak Spanish.
Oh yeah, sorry. If you want to spoil it,
no, I'm the one people come up to thinking that I speak Spanish, and you are fluent in Spanish. I speak Japanese, and I'm learning Korean, and I used to speak Gaelic. My mother spoke Gaelic when I was younger.
I speak Spanish and Creole. Was sorry, Louisiana Creole, no less. I speak Cordivini, so like and a few other things. Japanese, when it comes to Japanese, Maria is well more. I know a little Japanese. I watch cartoons. Maria will speak me Japanese. I'll be like, oh man.
Yeah, see, they don't know me. I butcher names a lot on purpose sometimes, but yeah, I don't like because people always expect you to say things in Japanese. I'm like, it's not my native tongue, but I took 8 years of it in school. So in college, I did 4, and I did it in high school. So, but right now, I am learning Korean. I'm pretty good at reading for the most part, Hangul, and I'm learning Korean, so
I know very little Hangul from Taekwondo and knowing some Korean people. I can say things like, Sabonim, Kamsamnida, Chamaneo. I can say, I don't know if River can hear me. I can say Mich Nyun, and that's the thing I know how to say.
I don't think River's in the next room.
Oh.
River's with the dog right now. Dog's having an anxiety day.
Oh, but I can say Mich Nyun, and that's a complete cuss word. I know that already. I learned that a long time ago. We had during Memphis in May, we had Korean exchange students come by, and they wrote down some cuss words for me. And Mich Nyun was one of them, and I'll never forget it because that is funny to say. We'll talk about it after the podcast, after the stream. I won't say it online because I don't want.
I like how expressive Korean is. Like, nah, go ahead. Like everybody's like, everything is so.
Everything is saranghae, but like
yeah, like I love the fact that in Japanese it's about infliction. It's either gonna be very high or very low, but in Korea it's all about. I almost feel like the shapes of your mouth. I think my spouse explained this to me. The alphabet is basically surrounding the shapes your mouth would make if you pronounce certain words. So that's why their language was established. And so Korean always has very expressive ways of speaking. And I feel like Japan is more like they're very honorific, but they're just very like everything's like very, very rushed. Like, like everything is just really, really, really rushed. I don't know. It has been challenging learning Korean after learning Japanese because there are so many like characters in hiragana, especially that are kind of similar to Hangul. Uh-huh. So sometimes it messes me up. I'm like Hito, which is a person in Japan. If you look at how it is, like just how it's written out, is actually the character for S in Hangul. So I'm like that messes my brain up because I'm like Hito. But yeah.
As it should. I mean, but like once again, like Hangul is its own language based upon what they could do. Okay, this is my thing.
Well, when they introduced
I have a Korean English dictionary actually. A little, it's like this thick, but it's like like a little one, but it's thick as hell. I do have Korean English language books. To be honest, from what I've realized, Korean is way easier to learn than Chinese.
Oh, the alphabet especially is much easier to learn than any other Asian language.
far as I've seen, the easiest Asian language learn for English speakers is Malay. Malay is written in English characters for one, and there's a lot of like non-rules. There's not a lot of declensions. There's not a lot of verb changes. It's different. I don't know any Malay. This is what I've just read about. I don't know. Because I've learned a little Chinese. My Chinese is shit. I've learned a little Japanese, a little bit of my Chinese, and a little bit of Korean. It's kind of in between my Chinese and Japanese. So I don't know.
I'm actually learning a little bit of Mandarin. I have that Rosetta Stone lifetime thing, so you can use multiple languages. So I do like how the pronunciation for a lot of stuff in Mandarin is like in Japanese, everything is kind of, it's not harsh like German, but it's just like, hajimemashite, watashi wa Maria desu, dozo yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And it's just like all of this. It's so rushed that it feels like your tongue doesn't have time to rest.
See, here's the thing. Like with Maria, I'll say something to Maria in Japanese, and then she'll come back and give me an entire fucking. And I'll be like, Maria will start speaking it, and I'll understand every other word. I understand just enough to know what she's talking about. I'll be like, oh, I get it. And my brain is like, now respond. And I'm just like, I don't have nowhere near enough Japanese to respond to this comment. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the like. I cannot.
All those years of watching Super Sentai, man. Like you thought it was school. Super Sentai, and Rurouni Kenshin. Anyway, but now plus I'm also a voice actor, and I started off my voiceover career doing anime. So like everything is in Japanese. So when you're listening to little characters saying Nanio, you're just like, okay. Eventually you just pick it up.
I just like all the masculine shit like Orwa perfect does it. I like saying shit like that.
Yeah, they get guttural.
They just straight no accent.
In Korean though, whenever the men get flustered though, they say I'm like, what are you spitting on me for?
Because the language is way more like I just my favorite thing really is going like when people order perfecto does it. Like and it's like, oh, you arrogant bastard. Gotta use all the masculine like
yeah, whenever I'm around him, I have to say all the stuff that makes him feel better. Like
I'm just like I was like and the only thing I do is this very Japanese.
That's true. Well, as long as you say, soda ne.
No, not even that. Not soda ne, just soda.
So. Well, women always like so.
No, I'm a black. I'm a male. I'm strong male. I'm all gray. So I'm just like soda. Migato.
And literally, I feel like you could just run around Japan and just literally be like, soda.
Yeah, walk
or
around.
if you don't know what anything is, if you can't use a full sentence structure, and if somebody says, how do I get somewhere? You're like, doko.
Exactly. Yes. Doko. Dare. Are. And then out of nowhere, soda desu ne.
Just make sure you remember to say des or deska and the difference between the two.
Ora desu ne. Ora deshita.
Doko desu ka?
And they're here like they're like deshita. Did it happen yesterday? Like, what's going on? Why'd you say that?
Yeah. Well, all I know is every time I think of like Japanese Sentai, all I hear is like, when at the end of every video, they're like, kochira sponsor Bandai, they'll say Bandai to. And I'm just like, every time.
Spanish.
Every time I hear that, I'm like, they're throwing their sponsors at you in the middle of a show. Like every time.
In Spanish, it's bienvenidos a estos. I don't know what is it going on. I don't know, who cares. Muestro de todo el mundo presentado por Doritos y Pepsi.
I want to learn Spanish so I can watch Telemundo.
You know what's funny? You can learn Spanish by watching Telemundo.
Really?
Telemundo uses
Maria.
Telemundo uses so many things you already heard. It's like Telemundo is like Raúl, tú estás María. María.
What did Maria do?
María está en la casa. ¿A la casa? ¿Con quién? ¿Con quién qué? Raúl, Yo no sé. Raúl, María es tu marida.
I don't like where this sentence is going.
Exactly. ¿Por qué está no contigo? Yo no sé por qué con ella. En Raúl es como, no sé. Pero, amo María con todo mi corazón. No estoy seguro.
I love how he's acting out this whole scene with my name.
I'm
just like, wait.
Because there's so many Latina women named Maria because of Christianity, but it is what it is. Like, it's like, yo no sé cómo ella. It's like, pero María te llama. María, hold on. María me ama mucho. Y tú ella eres tu marida.
This is what happens on New Year's Eve, guys.
Encuentra
our damn mind.
encuentra a María. María mía, támate como, dígala como tú te llamas.
Hey, that's and name, right? Is that the word for name? Yama?
I said te ama, not Yama.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I don't know.
Yama is name. Then he goes up to Maria.
And Nicholas, to answer your question, you did hear Brand deal in what I was saying.
Right, has Brand deal in the one phrase. Because, porque Maria is un nombre que for whatever reason always shows up in Latino shit. Actually, not for a reason. After this is a small history lesson, not long. Spanish Inquisition came around, and everybody was like Catholicism in Spain, and they were like no, and they were like yes or die, and they were like no, so they died. So when natives from Basque country who speak Euskera to people who are even Mayan try to oppose it, whomever, Spain were like, "Do we, Sarah, will kill you." So because of that, when they did it, all women had to have a name from the Christian, Spanish, Catholic Bible. Maria was one most common. You will find a lot of women in Spanish-speaking countries that aren't Spanish natives for their language with the name Maria in the first, second, or last name.
Is that why people think I'm Hispanic more so the time or Latina? Because my name is Maria Amelia.
Maria is a common as a Spanish name because of the Spanish Inquisition, as being called Joe is an English name. So
and so really I just have a target on me anyway. I got you. Yep. Well, to be fair, I actually think that Latin, culture, like when you look at Mexico, Spain, especially Barcelona, you look at places like, Costa Rica, all these places, they're gorgeous. Mm-hmm. But it's just not me. That's the only problem. I can't take your shit because it's not mine.
Like, even when I speak Spanish sometimes, like my Spanish is school Spanish. I just learned from listening. My major is in Spanish and Portuguese. But at the same time, it's like, I know where it came from. I know where its history is. And I like that it sounds better than English, but I treat it like English. This is why I like Creole. Speaking Creole Louisiana, it's just, how to say, like, for y'all to know in the thing, how to say I can speak Creole is just mo pa Creole. I'll say it one more time real slow. Mo pa Creole. But yeah, and when it comes to languages that are subsets of the languages that are put upon by oppressors, I love that shit. Those ones I love to learn. But like Spanish and stuff, a lot of times is very oppressor based. So it's like, it's whatever. But like, regardless, your name, Maria, you weren't given that because of a Spanish thing. You're given that because, but then again, it's not your. Anyway,
it was my middle name. I changed it lately, but my middle name actually was after my mother's niece.
Okay, if you're gonna go that way, it's fine. Yeah, your first name is not that. Your original first name is. I know that.
Yeah,
but I'm not gonna spell it out here on the internet. They don't even know that. But regardless,
spilling stuff out in the streets.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna keep it to myself. I know your original first name and your original last name. I know you, but I know you for too long. Now, goddamn,
too long. I mean, we need to end this shit today. I'm tired of this. It's been too damn long.
Well, Reed has told me now she wants to stop being friends. That's cool. I'm gonna go by her place. I'm gonna still River. I need another. First and foremost, I need another husband around to keep my shit together. Husbands make money, and I need money in my home.
So you know what? You are a damn fool. You are just a damn fool.
I like plus River is sexy. Tell him I said that. Tell him River is sexy.
I just told you River is not in that other damn room. What is see your hearing? How are you 10 years younger than me and your hearing's just crap? I don't understand
Because I'm old. I'm going garbage. Where's River right now? Is he outside?
No, out with the dog because the dog has anxiety.
Well,
I said this like 10, 15 minutes ago because you don't listen.
I know. She thinks I don't know. I remember. I'm just being stupid.
Damn ears.
I'm just being dumb. I know what you said, but
no, I get it. I mean, River is hot. River has the unfortunateness of being biologically female, trans male, being basically seen as both by whoever looks at the person. So like there's some people that say ma'am and some people say you're like I'll go places and they're like your husband is that your husband? Your husband is so cute. I'm like okay, and then another one like it's like this is your wife, right?
We're gonna make it clear and easy. Maria is cute. River is sexy. I like sexy over cute.
I'm fine.
Even though I'm married kind of both.
I'm fine with that. Look, I know I'm cute. That's all I need to be. So fun. And look, yeah, I'm cute and I got the sexy. So bam, bam, bam.
I am playing way too much.
And then hold up. And let's talk about this. This is 45 years of cuteness. 45 years of cuteness.
All right, Nicholas said best of both worlds. Yep, there you go.
And so I have a disease, and so it makes me go up and down in weight a lot. So you'll see me. I'll come on here. I'll get really, really thin, and I'll gain a lot. It's just I have an autoimmune condition that does this. But even thin and even chubby, I'm still cute. So I mean, not many people can do that, and I pull that off.
When I first met Maria, I thought Maria was a child. Maria was so much smaller. And but then she I was.
I'm not short because Groove. I love Brene, but Brene is a lot shorter than me.
Yeah, she is. Don't get
me
wrong.
Not tall. But I am 5'5", so I guess technically, when you look at me though, I do look like a lot younger. I look like my daughter. At
the same time, when I met Maria, I was hanging out on campus. It's New Year's Eve. We're doing New Year's Eve thing right now. We're going over the bar right now. I met Maria. She was younger. I was younger. We were both younger. And she was hanging out for a class. I was hanging out with all the people at the theater department sometimes because I was a horny asshole. I was like, I'm trying to do something.
And I was filming theater.
It was college. And Maria was like, I was somewhere. She was like, hey, what's up? We're in the green room, I think. No.
Well, first of all, one of the reasons I started talking to you, you were sitting on my bag. Because Jerry was right here and you were sitting on my backpack.
So true.
So I was like, hey, what's up? By the way, let me give you my telepathic vibes to get the hell off my damn bag.
And Maria was she in her mind, she was like, oh my God, he's so cute. Is he a Spider-Man?
That did not happen.
No, that did not happen. That's not true. But
in Groove's mind that happened, but that didn't happen.
It might be true. It might be true because I'm gorgeous and I can jump on things and still do this.
So let me tell you his metahuman ability.
My metahuman
ability is to have everybody be in love with him at all times.
So metahuman ability is
let me explain this. I am that kryptonite because it was not me. So I wanted my backpack. You were sitting on it. So. And my lunch was in there too. Had your little ass cheeks all over my damn food, but that's fine.
I'm on Chippendale's thing. If you had pink hair at the time, would I have still had a yes, I would have. Because I would never.
That's so funny because my daughter loves Sailor Moon like to the point where it was unnatural, and so when he met my daughter got onto the table. I don't know where the hell. I think we were in the green room, and she's like, "I to say, Sailor to be sure to Sailor Moon." She's like, "Skinny Kawate, oh shook you," and then he was like, "The Sailor Moon." I'm like, "Yeah," because she thinks she's whole ass. We were Asagi and Chibiusa all the time.
The funny part was she jumped up her daughter on the table and did that stuff. And then I was like, oh, I said the moon. Okay. And then she jumped down. And I was like, that was kind of cute. And then Mai really went to my side and hugged me and stayed by me. And I was like, I think I love this little girl.
And I was like, take her. Look, I was tired.
and like for real, no lie, to this day, her daughter, if somebody would do something bad to her, I'd probably break their neck. No, it's not even a problem. I would break their neck. Like I'm a cool and calm and passive
She calls
person.
him Uncle Groove, and he like I'll say something. He'd be like, "Don't talk to her like that." I'm like, "Let me explain something to you." 18 and a half hours
First of
of
all,
pain
first
and
of all,
labor,
first
no
of all,
drugs. You
first
don't
of
got
all,
look. No,
First
sir.
of all,
No, sir.
you better leave my girl alone.
I will look. I will go take a dump on her right now. Anyway,
I will backdrop you. You leave my
good
girl
luck.
alone.
Good luck. Like that may work with other people.
But no,
remember,
for real,
Maria, we have alternate universes.
True story. This is a true story. True story.
When I met, well, in this universe, on this earth.
when I met she hugged my hip, and I was like, I like this little girl. This is pretty fucking cool. And it's funny, after that, like our friendship kind of really grew after that point. It really did. We were friends at first, but like after that,
if you're nice to my child, then we'll get along. If you're not nice,
well, I can't not be nice to somebody who's sitting there quoting Sailor Moon and jumping off, and it's like,
but we know there was somebody in your life that was an absolute.
That was way later. That was way later.
But
way later.
So we are very protective of Maya. Now Maya is 5'3". I'm 5'5", so we are 2 inches apart. Her hair is naturally jet black. Mine is not, but we look close enough. And she actually can do she sounds like me. So if somebody calls me, she will answer the phone, and she literally can pretend to be me, and nobody would know the difference. And since this is New Year's Eve, I will tell you a really quick little story. I had a friend that was having relationship issues. So she called my phone, and my daughter answered. And this person went right into the problem. Didn't say hi, nothing, just started talking about the problem. So my daughter said, well, just dump him. And apparently that's what she did. So I get a call or a text message or whatever. She's like, thanks for the advice. And I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I didn't talk to you today. And she's like, yeah, I called you and I looked at my phone. I was like, oh shit. I said, no, you talked to Mai. So at the time, I think Mai was about 12, 13. As a 12 or 13-year-old just gave you relationship advice on a relationship you were in for 7.5 years. Good job. I'm like, but she does this. She does this. She sounds so much like me on the phone.
Mai already knows it's something, and I don't want to wish this on nothing, by the way, but if something would happen and Mai was by herself, she already knows, like, let me call Groove and Jam and see what's going on.
Yeah, like, she calls Jam her other mama.
One more, and at the time, we'd be like, you know what? We'll make room. Come on.
She can sleep next to the cat. It's fine.
Mai is my baby. I don't care. Like, there's no way around it. Like, I am there for Mai all the way through. I don't give a shit. I don't give what's going on. It's like, if Mai could be in her 40s, like, I don't have a home. Mai, baby girl.
Well, she needs it because my dad's an a-hole. You have someone.
We're not talking about that. I'm fucking that mad. So no.
Yeah, you have someone to cast in your biopic, Maria. It's Mai.
Actually, yes, she does.
She looks
because Mai looks just like her mama, and I'm so glad she does. Because
and what's really funny is she knows it and she plays with that. I mean, she really plays with that.
That's funny. I've never met Mai's dad. I don't even care to. But I will say this, Maria, you are very, very pretty.
I am.
Mai has your
Mai is gorgeous. Mai's got those Chinese Vietnamese. See, my Chinese comes from Jamaica. I have a little bit of Chinese, and it comes from.
Mai has that whole. She has that doll feature.
Yeah,
I know. I did a very.
She got that pretty olive
thing,
and I'm like, what happened to me? Why do I look like I have jaundice? And my dad was whole ass black and native, and then she got like a fourth of me, and then Chinese and Vietnamese, and she's darker than me. She has beautiful dark olive skin, and I literally look like my liver is failing. I don't understand where this color came from.
Mai is my baby. If anything happened differently, what if happened?
So what you're hearing, guys, on this channel is he's trying to take me out for my kid. I got you. I understand. He keeps saying, I don't want to say anything, but if anything happens to you, he said that a couple of times.
That's not what I'm doing. Wait, what? What?
Mai should do a mock stream as Maria. I bet she could fool a lot of people. I know she would.
Actually, no. You know why she wouldn't? Because Mai, unlike Maria, Mai has a very small filter. Mai will say exactly what she's thinking half the time, and will cuss her
guys.
ass off.
Apparently, Groove has not been. He just proved to me he has not been watching my reviews. Because Maria don't have.
No. I watch your reviews.
No, sir.
But Mai, don't lie. Mai is louder than you. If she has a chance to be loud,
She's louder.
She's
but no,
very
I don't
much
think
so
anybody
loud.
in this house has a filter. And what's so funny to me is that everyone thinks that River is the one that has
Oh
the
no,
filter
no.
and is the
River
quiet
is
one. I'm like,
River
no.
is the worst one. River is so loud, and oh my god, oh wow,
Oh, River's
no,
passionate.
seriously. When River says things, I laugh my ass off so much. River talks like, oh man. River is so, and he's so country. He's so country with it. It's so country. River's kind of person be like, he'll be like, it's no lie. Like, somebody will do something over. He'll be like, yeah, they didn't deliver it, motherfuckers. I don't know. They couldn't even send it. They're supposed to send it. No, that's bullshit. No, fuck that. I'm trying to be nice, but I'm tired of this nice shit. I'm about to call them back. If they don't fucking answer the phone, I should go over there and shoot the motherfuckers. Kiss my ass. I don't have time for this bullshit. It's like, yo, wait, hold on, River. Chill the fuck out.
But no, this is like seriously. River goes from like professional. Like when you hear River on the phone, like at work, because we all work from home. River's like, yeah, thank you. I'll definitely take that meeting for you. Oh, absolutely. I will do everything. Oh, you need an email? Sure, that's not a problem. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. All right, have a nice day. And then something will happen, and River will be like, motherfucker.
River can get loud. It
starts off slow, and you don't even realize it's happening. It's like it just starts. Something will happen, and River like, so you know what's happening? They're making kids go back to school, but they're right now that you have to wear a damn mask. Do you know why that's happening?
River can get very almost redneck angry. I'm not kidding. It's funny. It's funny, but he's being serious. He's not bullshitting. It's like 100%.
I've seen River several times, and I can't imagine me harming a fly.
That's why it's funny. You don't see it coming.
You don't see it coming. Okay, I will tell you this. I will also tell you this. River kills bugs in our house, like beetles, whatever, spiders. So sometimes we'll get spiders and all that. River will walk up to the damn wall and smash it against the wall and then do this with a napkin. And I'm like, go wash your hands. No problem.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I appreciate that. I do the same shit. And Jam hates it. Like it's a roast. Like, oh my God, it's a roast. I'm like, oh. All right, I'm washing my hands. She's like, no, throw in the garbage. I'm like, okay, hold on.
Maria's YouTube persona is 50% away from being the Joan Rivers of YouTube. When a CW show does what he usually does. I'm telling you, I have no filter. Like I get so many people angry. I literally watch people unsubscribe while I'm doing my review. Because I'm not gonna lie. Why would I lie to you about it? I'm like, it's shit. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about it. I just can't find enough inside of me to give a shit. I just can't. So I mean, I can't. But you are right. My daughter is a lot like me. My daughter is very quick to tell you something. Like at least with me, I will say I like to think about how other people feel in general. And what I mean by that, not by my reviews or my opinions, but I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings intentionally. I don't think Mai has that. Like Mai's like, yeah, if you say something stupid, she's like, what you said, what just came out of your mouth is dumber than my future goals. So I'm gonna go reinvent my life. And she says shit like that all the time. She's like, wow, you're great. You're bigger than my dreams.
That's my girl.
She's got problems.
That's my girl.
Lord.
That's my girl.
I will say with all clarity, I think I am, which is saying a lot, the calmest person in this house.
Honestly, yes, you are. If I had literally been around over some of the people that I know, starts with an N. But if I was like mine more often, I'd have been a different kind of influence. She'd have been more like, you probably would have hated her actually. I ain't gonna lie. If I was around mine more like then had been, then she might be more like you should like mine, pick this stuff up. She'll sit back and be like, "Let me ask you a question, Mom."
Yep.
I learned.
Yeah, I don't know. I just have to smack it out of her. Maria, tell Groove to becoming the next Bruce or Charles, because once they hear lonely, orphan, or emotional kids, bam, call the guy. Don't do it. Don't do it. man, we're almost at 3 hours on the stream. That's crazy. My impression of River is that he's a lot like Joe, calm and placid. I really can't imagine him with the passion you guys are describing.
Yes.
I mean, you're gonna have to use that imagination because it's true. You will never see it on here because River is a little camera shy. That is why you will not see it.
If you really want to see it, throw some money our way. Throw some money our way. Throw some money. River will get on here and act like River gun.
Well, no, all I do is find something River doesn't like. And
one more time. It's really not hard for us to get River act like that. Throw some money. Do the live chat thing. Throw some money our way, and we will get. I promise you, if we can get at least $40. I'm not playing. We can get at least $40.
We need to do like a fundraiser. Like this is a fundraiser for something. When my spouse
not even a fundraiser. Yeah. Fundraising. Throw us at least $40. At least $40. Wait, hold on. What are you saying? Gito. No, Gito. Fine. That's fine. That's fine. If you $50, and I will explain Exoswords. That is so long. Oh my God, it's so long.
Yeah, well, you have to act that out of the parts all 24
hours. And I will. I'll do it. $50 damn, and I'll do it. $50, and I'll explain it. And I'm not kidding. I'm not. You know what's funny? I won't even collect the money. Maria, it'd be all for Maria's fun to do her thing, to do the channel. I won't even collect nothing. $50, and I'll do Exoswords. And it has to be from you, Yito. Not collectively.
Not everybody else, just you. What if you don't need to pay rent?
I don't give a damn. That's a long series. Shit, that's a long shit to talk about. Damn, it's a long series.
This is going to be a segment. It's not going to be one video.
Shit, that's a lot to talk about.
Guys. You know, I will edit this video description. I'll say the first hour-ish of this is Spider-Man. The rest is us BSing for New Year's. I'll make sure to put that in the description.
Actually, like the most 45 minutes is like X-Men. I'm sorry.
No, I think we made it for an hour. We actually have more Spider-Man content we were talking about. So I'll say close to the first hour we're talking about it, and then like the rest is just us BSing with everything. So have fun. But I am planning on doing how I would have introduced Batwoman into the CW and breaking down characters and what they should be doing in the CW's Batwoman series. That is a video I've wanted to make for a long ass time. And so I plan on making that video. I have not forgotten my Wildcat Spotlight video. I just have to render it out. I have to clear off space on my external drive. So that is a thing.
I will say this though, for anything else. Why is it that in this comic? See how okay, look, this for a second. See how Spider-Man is posed in a regular I'm gonna fuck you up pose? Mm-hmm. Why is Mary Jane's ass all the way out here? Who poses like this for they punch you in the face? I'm not gonna
lie. You want me to really answer that question?
Look, seriously, no, I get what they were doing ish. Hold on before you get through again. I know you're gonna have a good answer for this. This is my thing. This is real fast. Why do we do this? Why? I get that it's supposed to be sexy and shit, but who's trying to look like, hey, smell my ass before I punch you? You know, I'm.
So first of all,
just a thing.
Number one, in that photo, it looks like Peter is trying to grab her ass, backwards. And then second, she's obviously channeling her Naruto love. She's doing booty no jutsu. You got to pose for that. Groove, well, I got to explain the obvious to you. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Oh, that Mako no Jutsu? Mako no Jutsu?
Yeah. Booty no Jutsu. It's the quick, deep-seated, slow to anger that explode. Oh, he's talking about River. Yeah. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I'm just happy it's never directed towards me. That's where we have a happy marriage.
Mako no Jutsu. Like, oh, wait, what the hell's going on? Like, oh, there's a harem here. What's going on? What the fuck is happening?
I mean... I join Maria because I have some ideas on how we could have done better Batwoman than the travesty that what we have. I have a lot of ideas. Like I already told you guys, I want her to be a GCPD detective who was burned out and tired of all the corruption in GCPD. And that way she'd be tied into Renee and all the other people that are currently in this season. But if you would like to, especially on Instagram, you could send me like my Instagram is Maria Amelia Park. So if you want to send me your ideas, I can include them. Now, I always give credit. So, but I have a whole breakdown. And what I'll do is when I do my breakdown, I say, and these are other people's ideas. So if you want to send ideas, you definitely can do that. Or you can also go to our email, approachthenerd@gmail.com. And I will happily put that in the video. So that's not a problem. But I mean, I just got to thinking, I'm like, there's so much crap I would change to make this show good. Like, I'm going to tell you, I've been making fun of Sophie on CW Batwoman. I do this because I actually originally liked this character. I love that they had a strong Black female who was kick ass, who was in charge, who didn't take shit. And then they basically took a dump on her. And if you look at this, she is a bat chaser because she slept with, or is trying to sleep with Ryan, but she basically is trying to get with everybody in the bat suit. But not only that, it's extremely problematic that you have a queer woman who has literally had sex with mostly every queer female character on that
God. Oh my
and so
God.
I'm so in my feelings. The only queer female she hasn't done is the chick that Ryan was seeing for a millisecond.
But you know what though?
Center and then Angelique, and those are the only two she hasn't done.
I watched Lucifer from start to finish, and I'm gonna say, be a slut, do whatever you want.
I guess my problem is that they are making it a stereotype, and it irritates me when you have a showrunner who's supposed to be in the LGBTQ plus community, and you're basically saying, oh, it'd be like, okay, so Maria's the new Batwoman character, and she's queer, and so that means she has to be with every queer character and automatically attracted to every queer character that comes on because that's what we do, and that's bullshit. That is bullshit.
I'll say this: they are wrong for one specific reason. Sexuality is fluid. Like, okay, I'm a martial artist, and we're gonna do some Bruce Lee shit here. Like, it's like a river or water. If it forms a cup, it becomes a cup. If it forms to the bowl, it becomes a bowl. Whatever. And when you splash, like working full, working crash, whatever.
Are you channeling over here? What the hell is wrong with it right now?
Water is water, and it does flow like that. And we are made of mostly water. If we see ourselves that way and stop over judging and over criticizing everything as if we're, sculpted by earth or ignited by fire or incited by wind, for whatever reason it is, we will be much better off. We have to learn to stop seeing shit as like, well, of course she wants to trans or whatever fuck women because they're like her. As if, as a male, that you like women, all women want you and vice versa. That ain't fucking true. I know of, and I have known, and I know a lot of women that are lesbian, whether they be butch, whether they be, I don't want to say dyke. That's an ugly word, but regardless, like whatever it may be, I know a lot of, like male type lesbians out there, butch and femme, whichever else, and like it and even then they sometimes want men, even then they don't. Sometimes they want women that are feminine. There are femme lesbians that want femme lesbians and nothing else. The spectrum is so large and it's so varied. Instead of identifying it as what your gender is, what your preference is, and what you really want outside, like just on a base level, let people be people. Like, I don't know why writers can't get that. They don't, I'll just take it back. Writers don't get it because people don't get it. Instead, I'm soapboxing now. Instead of people don't get that sexuality is very fluid. People understand that sexuality is everywhere. You can be homoerotic and heterosexual. You can love women for women, but want men just for the sexuality of it. And that is a concept that confuses people on its own level. You can be bisexual and heteroromantic. All these things are things. Writers want to make stories that are easily digestible and easily comprehensible. And that I think is garbage and is bullshit. It's not people. It's not real. That is not fucking realistic. Instead, What we need to do as a whole and in storytelling, we need to judge people by what they do instead of what they are. For example, Spider-Man's the crime fighter. He webs people, he jumps from the rooftop, he stops crime, saves the day. On his own merit, by himself. Gay men, straight women, bi men, bi women, whatever, will think he's attractive. Not just because he looks great in a skin tight suit, but because he's a strong person that does strong person shit. We need to write people as people and play with it on what they actually do. We need to stop writing characters based upon our impression what characters should be. Whenever writers do this thing, when they write characters on the impression of, well, I should be this or that, or no, sorry, the kid be this or that because I want myself to be this, whatever else. What defines a man or a woman changes by the zeitgeist. That doesn't matter in the end. Like, this being for real. We should write characters more on like not that he's a strong man or a weak man, but he's a Spider Man in this essence. And that makes him attractive, period. And play on that narrative, not on the fact that, well, he likes women today. He might want to have sex with Doc Ock tomorrow. No, stop that. It doesn't matter. That shit is non-important. It really isn't. Like, take it from people who are, for example, I'm gonna say, for instance, bisexual, but it's a very long term now, whatever. But like, seriously, like people on the basis of they are who they are, not on the fact of who they like, who they will be with. There's the fine shit. Like, don't do the whole real man, real woman shit. And I'm sure this audience will not do that because y'all are way different. And y'all, if you subscribe to Maria in general, clearly, approach the nerd does not do anything with the whole real man or woman anything. Because I know her and she wouldn't do that.
No.
And also watch.
No, I just don't want Sophie to sleep with everybody that comes on the show. I don't think that she is the designated JJ. I don't know why she has to be. I don't understand it. There's no reason why she has to sleep. She slept with, of course, Kate, Julia. She's trying to sleep with Ryan. She just hooked up with Renee Montoya. These are the ones we know about. I mean, Poison Ivy, the real Poison Ivy is coming. She's probably going to jump that too. I don't know. I mean, I just feel like Sophie's like, hey, to everybody, because she was in the closet for so long. She's like, I'm going to make up for lost time. And so she literally, we already know if you wear that bat suit, Sophie's trying to get with you. But now it seems like every woman, if you identify as bi, pan, any form of queer, and you want to sleep with other women, Sophie wants to sleep with you. That's what they basically have done.
I will say it like this. Maria and I both have a little bit of pretty privilege because we're both attractive. And I'm going to say it like this. From people who are both attractive that attract people. Don't let that privilege shit mean anything. Like, seriously. Like, don't do that. What do you say? Privilege indeed. But don't stop shit. Seriously. Like,
privilege is like red rum.
It really is. which is murder backwards.
Sometimes privilege can get you murdered. So I mean, it's the same shit.
On that note, but yeah, no, seriously. But no, like when y'all talking about 1980s like horror films, like seriously though, I'm being deadly serious and very for like I really wish comic books would actually like stop. I wish comic books would stop representing the times it is right now and stop paying attention to personhood and sexuality and focus more on what they do. Spider-Man is a hero. Whether Spider-Man is a woman, whether Spider-Man is a man, whether Spider-Man is trans, it don't make a difference. He could be, she could be, they could be fucking Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Spider-Girl. There's no such thing as Spider-Boy. I don't know why, but whatever. It could be Spider-Bitch, Spider-Hole, Spider, who the hell cares? I want them to focus more on the actions of the character instead of the identity of which comes after the fact the character performs those actions. We haven't got that far in society, but since y'all are watching, I want y'all to hear that. Like, what you do is more important than who you think you are. Bottom line. I don't give a damn here. You can be Nigerian. You could be Congolian. Or Congo still makes sense. You could be some. Yeah,
you're making people.
Sorry, you can be Congolese and you can be Congolese and Russian. I don't care. But if you don't do shit with your fucking life as an existence, none of that matters. Like, do something. So people have a reason to be like the person you were instead of the person you were born to be. Existentialism over essentialism. Bottom line.
If the show actually addressed Sophie's issues with sex, it wouldn't be a CW show. That's HBO territory. I mean, that's not wrong. Well, and the interesting thing is, she just does it. She just had sex with people. It's like, oh yeah, I got with Renee last night. Cool. We don't even like each other. Like, no, like literally, that's how that was. I'm like, wow, she just had to do it.
She had to
do it. I feel like Sophie just runs around like her JJ is a branding iron. I gotta brand that. I don't understand why they do this to this character.
You said that, and my brain took that somewhere. I was like, my JJ got me with Renee last night, and I was like, if you caught Renee with Maria, what would you do? I don't even know. I'll probably laugh. Actually, I ain't gonna lie.
No, I'm laughing. I'm like, why was I doing that?
That's what I was laughing. Like, I would laugh and be like, fuck is going on? I would think it was a prank. I ain't gonna lie.
If you caught us in that scenario, it was a prank because I love her like a sister.
It's like
there's something going on in the valley that
my brain literally went like the whole. What the fuck are y'all doing? Where's River? What's going on? I'm confused.
I actually think it's weird that Sophie didn't become Batwoman. She gets around as much as Bruce. Bruce has so many kids. We probably don't know all of them running around. That's true. That is very true. I want to know, does Bruce pay child support? You are a whole effing billionaire. Do you pay child support? See, people are like, Batman's awesome. Not if he's not paying child support, deadbeat ass. He'd be deadbeat instead of Batman, deadbeat.
Let's be for real. Bruce is a hoe.
I love that.
I never hear about it. Sorry.
Bruce is he's you know what he is.
I mean, well, he did get, R'd by Talia, but that's the only time that counts. Every other time he was like, give it to me. So like
give it to me.
But it makes sense. He's a fucking millionaire playboy. You can't be Batman all the damn time. I mean, shit.
You could try.
Like, I'm serious. Like, I don't know who all has a penis watching this, but if you do, you already know when your friend starts talking, your logic flies out the window for a moment. If you don't have the sense to be like, no, this is wrong, you'll do some stupid shit you shouldn't do. And I think Bruce has done some stupid shit he shouldn't have done. Especially
that's self-explanatory. All the damn time he does stupid shit he shouldn't do.
By the way, Motherland for Salem. I think I've seen that before, actually.
Yeah, it's a good show. I used to review it all the time on here.
You did. I have seen it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it is insane. And yes, it is very good. I'm now remembering it. Yeah. I've seen too much in my life now. My brain forgets certain shit.
Yeah, he's old as hell. You just gotta understand.
Oh my God, I'm so old. God damn it. Something I guess I've already seen. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I'm gonna have dementia in the future. Hopefully not, but whatever. All right. What does it say? He do pay for child support?
He do pay for child support. Fool.
I mean, I guess as like he paid for child support like we pay for a Netflix subscription. It just comes out of your account. He don't look at it. It just is whatever. He checks his phone. What the hell? Oh yeah, $5,000, whatever. He'll make it. Like,
I'm like, I don't really think that's what's happening right now. Like,
Between
I mean, how does he even? He might not even know about half the kids he's paying child support for.
Between
they sent him an email. Another one. Like,
another one.
Another one.
Another one. All right, so you got that money there? Another one. No, for real. No lie. I think between Terry McGinnis and Damien, I don't think he knows any other kids he actually had. I'm sure he had a lot of others. Know what? There you go, DC. Now you have a story to write. How many children are really in the fucking bad family? Then we know. That is a fun goddamn story to write. Let's
guess
do that.
The magical children.
Let's talk about how many times Bruce got some silly ass party girls pregnant. These silly ass hoes that were hoping to get some paycheck and they didn't. And they end up sleeping with Bruce Wayne because him trying to keep up appearances. He slept with these women with hot frames and then had children. Fuck that. I am ready for this. I want it to be.
I am ready.
I'm ready for this omnibus, not a trilogy, an omnibus of these true bat children that are born with whatever, because he's meta, whatever, but that are born with these extraordinary gymnastic martial arts skills and this bizarre reason to detect danger in the same universe, on the same earth, that find each other and decide to fight. Who cares? Joker and Riddler. I don't give a damn who they fight. But there's like 15 of them at the very least. That's what I want. I want that. I will.
I don't know how I feel about that entire story, but some of it sounds cool.
Like, I will read that entire. Besides the enemy they're fighting, I guess that could be retcon. Who cares? Change, whatever. I will read. No, not just me. Everyone will read that story. I promise you. I show you the whole Street Fighter 2 Turbo Super roster, whatever.
Roster.
No. Yeah, I mean Street Fighter, whatever. That I will read that. I will read that dumbass shit. I know it's not a smart comic. I get that.
I will make that sacrifice for you.
Exactly my point. And I will know what? I will take blame and credit. Like, yes, I did this. I did this for. No, I did this.
I did it for the Vine.
I did it for the Vine. No, I don't do it. I did it for the Vine. No, I don't do it. No. And it's funny I said that because, like, I was going to ask you this earlier, before we get to what Nicholas is saying. Out of the entire, not One Moment in Time, but One More Day, comic. And I want to just, because it's going to challenge you. What was the benefit? Because it wasn't all for nothing. It really wasn't. It couldn't have been. So,
what was the benefit of One More Day?
What was the benefit? What was a good point? A good reason for One More Day? What did they produce that was actually like, you know what? That's fine.
It was a precursor to Superior Spider-Man. This run allowed.
I can't even argue with that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It was literally the springboard for something cooler. They're like, we had this run and it went for a long time, and we had to have a way to close it. Yes, it was asinine. Yes, it was stupid. But what's going to be next? And so if we downplay and give us like the shittiest story available, then all we can go is up. Can't go down.
I can't even argue with that, actually, at all. Yeah. At all.
I just love the fact that Nicholas said, I have a feeling that Tim or Barbara would take Batman's ass to court if he didn't pay child support. Because you know what? I could see Barbara. If Barbara was in her wheelchair, I could see her literally picking up her wheelchair and tossing it to his ass. And be like, I said $1,200 a month. I said $1,200 a month per child. These women probably heard, making babies with Batman just to get child support. Like,
I will say this because we're going on extremes a little bit. I will say though, and this may be controversial, but I don't know. The fact that they made One More Day, it pissed people off enough to talk about it, and it got more people to reading Spider-Man. Because think about it, before One More Day, we didn't really have too many more Spider-Man things to read about. And shortly thereafter, the Raimi universe of Spider-Man showed his head because people started getting into him more. And it's like, this is a popular franchise, let's do it. As much as I hate One More Day, and I mean, I hate it with like blood infused piss. I hate that fucking story.
Blood infused piss.
It is. It is so bad. It is so. People don't understand. Like when I pick on like, when I pick on like, He-Man, the new one that Kevin came out with, or Doctor Who's new season and shit. You'll be like, oh, he may be being racist or sexist. I don't know what y'all may think. Y'all see those videos. Understand what makes me mad about those shows is not racism can be a thing, but whatever, and so can sexism and whatever else. When it comes to storytelling, I am a writer and a martial artist. When it comes to writing, when you really destroy characters, that fucking bugs me. It rubs me the worst way. I hate when characters are assassinated, and I hate when you create new characters to assassinate old characters. That shit destroys me. I like consecutiveness. I like flow when it comes to who was and who is. And this shit doesn't have that. It's one thing when you claim this is an alternate universe, what if, or like, for example, new mangaverse. When you do that, we now know these are not your typical characters. This is a different Peter Parker and a different Mary Jane with her ass out because she's farting. I don't know. But
damn.
I'm sorry. I don't like the title. I don't like the cover. I want the cover. It makes no sense to me. She can look strong and sexy without having her ass out in the air. But regardless, that's just me. Regardless, you now know that there's more you can do with this narrative because now the audience understands, oh, this is bullshit. Or, oh, this is new. Or,
this is
oh, this is shit. How are they going to see it? They get it. Don't go, this is your everyday Spider-Man you've known forever. Yeah, you like him? Yeah. Yeah, he's got an odor. He's wearing cologne. He wears good clothes. Yeah, he got a job with Tony Stark. Yeah, he's good. Yeah. Oh, he's talking to Mary Jane. They've been dating for a while. Yeah. They're going to get married. Yeah, they got it going on. Yeah, it's a sexy shit. Yeah, psych. Peter Parker's a bitch. And Mary Jane, she's a hoe. And needs to be with her whole friends. And Peter Parker needs to be a hoe. Because I, Joe Quesada, is a growing older man and can't stand to see somebody that I'm overseeing as being young and free and having fun and having sex with people, and I'm stuck with my wife. And this is what I understand. That's the problem right there. That's the shit. Like, ugh.
That's what we learned, guys. That's what this is how passionate Groove gets when we really talk about One More Day. I'm like, you think it's me? You think it's me?
I hate how it went. Like, it just.
I know.
Oh
Look,
my
we can't talk about this
god.
anymore. We're gonna have in the hospital. Batman's undiscovered son, Wayne. We're gonna take 2 more comments and then we're gonna go because we're over 3 hours. I'm hungry, and now I feel like I don't know. Did you say? He said, "I think Jett needs a sip of your tea, Maria." Yeah, he's angry, Grandpa. Angry granddaddy.
I'm an angry grandpa. That's what it is.
I never actually read the comic story. It was on my list of things to read, but I do know of things going on in the story because of the internet. There was nothing worth reading at all. I just, yeah, it just wasn't worth it. Like when the story doesn't understand itself, then it's very obvious. Let's see.
Nicholas Kelly, under what mercenary X84 just said is funny to me. That's funny.
Oh my God, it would be called a Fox special hosted by the lovely Tamara Fox and her co-host Tim Drake and its special segment of Who's a Wayne or a Shame. They both have stints on Maury Povich. You are
I would watch that shit all day. I would call out to work. I would call out from work.
Oh Lord, that is funny.
To watch that nonsense.
That is really funny.
Oh my God. But since we come to the end of this, I will say this. So, first question. So dumb. One more day. What is it? I don't. 1 out of 10. What is your opinion of it?
Me?
Yeah, not me, but you. Yeah, you.
I mean, at this point, unless you have never been on this channel, and at this point on the planet Earth, it is literally the biggest drip of diarrhea that has ever graced the pages of anyone's paper or digital comic or anything else. I mean, there are actually words. You think you're reading words, but you're not. You've actually gone insane by looking at that shit. So obviously, this story is the Mandela effect of comics. It didn't happen.
Actually, yes, it is.
Yep.
I will say this. One More Day doesn't agree with a lot of people for a specific reason. And notice one of the reasons of question. Why the fuck? Because this is before. If you've never really read a Spider-Man comic a day in your life, and One More Day was the first one you read, you would probably actually enjoy it. Because it feels like watching a Marvel movie. It really does. It does. It just what ifs and hmms and uh-ohs and everywhere. As far as a writing prompt is concerned, despite how fucking childish it is, because it's been written in crayon, by itself, it works well as a narrative. It's like if you never watched Doctor Who, and I'm gonna say it again because I hate the new anyway.
Don't go down there. Don't do it. Don't go down that road.
if you watched anything of season 12, one episode, this is a cool show. But then,
no, why do you sound like a damn villain? But then.
Because sometimes it takes a villain to show you why.
It takes a villain to know a villain.
It was evil. It does. It does. But people like sexy voices. Anyway. What was I at? Sorry. If you go back and watch Doctor Who from even the 7th Doctor, you can watch the 7th Doctor movie. He's only in that and another thing like that. And this is all big.
I told you were not going down this Doctor Who trail. You know when
I know. Okay.
Catch you off. Look, I'm that girl at the bar. You don't have enough today.
Okay. I'm gonna stay off it. Just makes my tongue hurt. Anyway, regardless.
Okay, well, that's a good thing to go out on. One more day makes your tongue hurt.
So this is what I'm saying. If you never read it before and you never heard of it and you read it by itself, you never really read Spider-Man in the past, you're like, this isn't so bad. Read previous Spider-Man. There were actually 2 other Spider-Man comics before this. There were.
Yeah, there were actually 3.
You're right. You were 3. There were 3.
3 major that were problematic. Yeah.
And this whole One More Day shit erased them.
It made them actually bearable.
Like, it made them like, oh my God, this is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
One More Day took out the history of Spider-Man, destroyed it. It even took Spider-Man's development as a character and started off from the beginning. This is why when people think about One More Day, they get so upset. And it's even worse because it came in the 2000s. This will make sense in like the 80s. Maybe even the 90s. Maybe the 90s. But in the 2000s, you did this? You made this choice to...
Yeah, it is full of shit.
Hey.
So let's go out on a good note because we don't want to be depressed. So Groove and Jam got me. Look what I got, Captain Carter for Christmas. So excited.
What if?
What if? And then my daughter got me Naga because she knows I like Northern Korra. So she got me a Naga. She also got me a Korra journal, Legend of Korra journal, which, yeah. But this is my Naga. I can't hug this on a norm because my dog gets jealous. But
really?
Like, yeah, he's like, what the hell are you doing? Like,
Yito, Alola Raichu was better because he's psychic and he rides his tail.
Well, I think he's doing that because I actually have, you probably sees it behind me. I have a Alola Vulpix right here. So I think he saw that when I turned around. Yeah.
I'm more about the Alola Raichu was way better. He surfs on his tail.
Well, this is my, I love Vulpixes. They're my favorite. So that's why she got me. So, yeah. But I got my Naga. So yes, I just wanted to and I got my Captain. And then Groove and Brene got me something cool too. This is more of a birthday present though. Shut up, Kiyoshi. Excited. I'm going to read this. This is going to be my workbook. I start my new job on Monday.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you and all your dues and all the debts and stuff. So yay.
Maria appreciates us.
Appreciate. So yeah, I am starving. I need to figure out what the hell I'm gonna eat. And it's New Year's Eve, guys. And maybe I'll watch The Matrix tonight. I don't know. Countdown with Neo.
I have not seen it yet, but I've heard so much, and I'm so excited. I know it's gonna be garbage.
You need to watch it.
I'm going to watch it. Even my friend Jarrell, looking forward to it. He's like, he told me on the phone, if you think of it as a comedy, it's great. I'm like, wonderful. I now know.
That's encouraging. I mean, I'm still gonna watch it, so it is what it is. But yeah, it's either gonna be today or tomorrow. Because I know Mai wanted to see it, so because Mai is a huge Matrix fan, so I want to see.
I mean, I like the Matrix, but if it comes out anytime, any movie we watch back and it comes out now is gonna be not good because it's way too safe.
Depends on what it is. They actually have done. They've had some movies that were not bad. But yeah,
what movies?
What? This is the conversation for another day. If I get in this conversation with you, I'm never eating. My stomach is talking to me. It's almost 3.5 hours long. You are not gonna bully my digestive tract. So
I will do what I must.
Am I going to review the Matrix movie? Potentially Latino. Potentially. If I don't like it, I don't know if you'll want me to. So we'll see. We will
Latino mi fune? Maybe. I gotta watch it myself. Actually, you know what? Once I watch the movie, we can review all 4 of them. No, all 5.
We are not reviewing all 4 of those major movies.
All in one sitting.
You think this stream is long?
All in one sitting. I will do a whole a me recap of the whole thing. Matter of fact, tell Marie you want a whole recap of all 5 matrices. The 3.
Yes, tell Maria that, and then let people know that when he starts going through those, I'm gonna go on commercial break. So I'm gonna get up and walk. I'll be over there.
I'll make the recap like 25-30 minutes long of all matrices from the Animatrix. That's the prequel, all them due to the 4th one. When I watch the 4th one, I got it.
Just say a prayer for me, guys. I need it. So again. again, guys. WOS, Warriors of Sarah. We have a YouTube channel. It's in the links. Make sure you subscribe. Our content's going to be starting probably in February is when the first character bio is coming out. And then also, Jett Groove has his YouTube channel linked below. I'll get his TikTok and put it on there too. And my new channel, because I know I have a lot of channels, but this is a mix because I do so much mixed content. I don't want to keep putting it on my nerd channel, so I'm going to split it. So all the stuff that I do with Victoria and other people, I want, if you're into what we think about being mixed, and especially in the States, on this great planet as a whole, it is called Mixed by Genetics. That is probably the most honest title you will find in terms of mixed channels. Mixed by Genetics is the name of the YouTube channel. I have not put anything on it yet. I literally just created it earlier. So, but it's coming. I'm making a banner now. I have a video that is very controversial, and I know that is going to get some shiz in the mixed community, but we did react to a YouTuber that apologized for being mixed, and it was very problematic for us. So me and Victoria reacted to that. I also am going to be doing some collaborations with other mixed content artists too. So that's going to be happening on that channel. So Mixed by Genetics. I don't have it linked here, but there it is.
I will say this. All right, Ito. And I will explain it all. Explaining Mr. Anderson and all the things he thought he could do that he couldn't. Because life is not a systematic series of cause and effects. It is a causality of what you think may be reality. In fact, nothing is real. Nothing makes sense to anyone. All things are in the mind, and the mind is where things are progressing and growing. And I am a program in the system, and that program doesn't allow me to have intricate thoughts or thoughts of my own. And for that reason alone, Mr. Anderson, I want to be free.
All right, so I'm going to go and eat, and so you can be whatever the hell you want. I'm hungry, so I'm not in the Matrix, and I'm going to go into the kitchen, and I'm going to pull things from these places, and I'm going to eat them. So you can be what you want to be. You can be not real. You can be. I don't care. I'm going.
Agent Groove.
So if it is day for you people, have a good day. If it is evening for you, have a good evening. And we, they, them, how, and who, and you will be in the next video. Let's meet up. Happy New Year's, guys. I know it's early, but Happy New Year's. And thanks for hanging out with us.
Love you all. Be good and be safe and be cool and do what I would do, but not all of it.
Exactly. Goodbye.